30 seconds. Yep, and then you'll pretty much let it roll till halftime. All right, 20 seconds.
The flight home last week was a long one from the West Coast after a loss to Sacramento State, one of the best teams in Division I FCS. But the Saints are ready to roll against their first NAIA opponent of the year. However, the competition level doesn't drop much today. Today's guests, the Cougars of St. Francis, Indiana, are the two-time defending NAIA champs and feature one of the best running backs in the country in Justin Green. The Saints, though, introduced their own talented running back, Northern Illinois transfer Dwayne Milton. The Saints have returning faces all over the offense and fresh faces ready to make a name for themselves on defense, and it's shaping up to be an exciting year. The fun starts now. It's the St. Francis Bowl on the USF Sports TV network.
Look out.
Anderson
Enjoy it.
With the steal. Anderson pushing it on the other end. Go along to Ruffin. It's in the air. On a dime to Ruffin. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Aaron on the other end pushes it down just inside the line.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Nick Jacobs, Coach Lee Turnbow here. It's week number 2, but first week here at home for the USF Saints, who are coming in receiving votes after their loss last week. They're taking on the number 1 team in the country, the 2-time defending national champions in USF Indiana, the Cougars. It's going to be a fun one. USF Cougars last week won over Robert Morris, 42-9. Of course, USF of Illinois. Our Saints went out to Sacramento last week, long road trip. Came away with a loss, but some good things were happening, and we'll talk to Coach Curry about that in just a few minutes. But Coach Turnbow, you look up and down the roster here, up and down the 2 deep, and there's a lot of experience coming back.
A lot of experience, especially on offense. You got Ellis, Smith, Ruffin. I think those guys will be key as the year progresses. But experience-wise, offensively, I like where St. Francis is right now.
7 returning all-conference players. 4 of them were on the first team last year. So like you said, we got some good talent coming back. We got some good talent that's here that wasn't here last year, namely the running back, Dwayne Milton. He had a nice showing last week. He didn't score, but 14 carries, 93 yards against the D1 offense. Isaiah Williams, one of the new wide receivers, had a great game as well on the outside. So some new talent coming in. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Let's bring in head coach Joe Curry, and the road trip finally out of the way. We got that done. You got to be happy to be back.
Yeah, it was a great road trip, though. I mean, I think our kids enjoy going out there, and you know, I really think enjoy competing at that level. And the trick is to hopefully get some of that play to translate over here today.
Now, what did you see? They say you make the most improvement from game 1 to game 2. What did you see off of film against Sacramento that prepares you better for today's game?
Well, I really think, you know, we fully expected to go out to Sacramento, and obviously them being a Division I school, expected them to be a little bit more physical than us. And really on film, that wasn't the case. You know, they did get us sometimes, don't get me wrong, but you know, there were a lot of times where we were the physical aggressor. So that was positive to see, and hopefully, you know, as we get going on throughout the year here, hopefully that physicality helps us, you know, win football games.
When you had him in the locker room or during practice this week, and you looked back at that last game, what are some of the positives you took away?
Our running game was very good. Defensively, you know, they did break the 173-yard run to start. You know, we had a missed assignment, and then, you know, our free safety just got outran. But, you know, for the most part, when we were lined up correctly and did some things, we stopped the run, and that's, you know, that's where it all starts in football. If you can run the ball and stop the run, you know, you're probably going to be pretty successful, and that's not going to change today. They got a great tailback over there who we have to stop the run, and you know, offensively, if we can run the ball well, not only does it move the chains for you, but keeps the clock rolling and limits their possessions as well. So it just kind of keeps you in the game.
Yeah, and when I was telling people about last week's game, I tell them 1 penalty, no turnovers. That had to be pretty nice.
Never been a part of that. All right, within a first game, you know. I mean, it was our kids, though. It's something that we do value, and it's glad to see that when you practice something and you preach about it in meetings and those sort of things, that actually translates over on, you know, onto the field. And when I say never been a part of that, for the first game, you know, generally the first game, there's some things that you don't expect that go wrong. But there wasn't any of that last week, and that was a huge positive. And now, let's just see if we can make that 2 in a row. You know, typically, you know, people don't have any penalties. What happens the next week? You know, and I don't want to Godsmack us at all, but you know, that's going to be a challenge for us today.
It seems to be a different vibe this week than there was last week. I was talking with some of the guys, and I think there's a little more confidence coming into this week than last week.
Well, without a doubt, you know, and I think, you know, last week, like I said, they expected to go out there and compete, but didn't know how long it would last. And they competed longer, and I thought they think they could. And now coming into this week, I told them, I said, listen, if you guys can hold up versus a Division I team and do it on a fairly consistent basis, what's that going to be like when we translate to the NAI league? You know, and so I think that they're extremely confident, and I think that, quite honestly, after watching the film from last year, I think they're a little bit hurt from the way we played last year, because last year it was something where we did turn the ball over, where we couldn't run the ball, where we couldn't stop the run, just everything that we did last year. We got a field goal block for a touchdown. We got a kick, punt blocked. Everything we did last year versus these guys just wasn't good, and I think that they want to get some repayment for that.
So what did you guys see on tape about the Cougars? You mentioned the running back. He's an All-American, couple of All-Americans on the defensive side of the ball. How are you going to attack these guys?
Well, I think, and kudos to St. Francis. You look at them on film, and there's nothing that really jumps out at you that they do this great. But you know what? The good teams do the little things really well, and they execute, and that's what they do. You know, when they throw a hitch, they throw it, and it's complete. When they run the ball, they block it up, and it's 4 or 5 yards. You know, defensively, they don't do anything special. They're just got kids there to make the plays, and they make the plays. You know, so that'll be the challenge today for us, is to, just we say pound the rock, just keep pounding the rock, just keep trying to go 1-0 every snap. And if we do that, enough, the longer these guys, they've won 26 straight. So the longer we keep it a game, the more they're going to, hopefully, they've never done it in 26 games, hopefully they panic a little bit, and that's where we get to take over.
Go get them.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
I know health was an issue, and from what I understand, everyone's healthy. Alex Lomi, the returning all-conference.
That's key. That's big.
Yeah, returning all-conference lineman on the defensive side. Last year didn't play. Last week because of a hamstring. All reports are he's good to go this week. What's your keys to the game for beating the number one team in the country?
I got two, and I think they're really important. Number one, you got to contain and stop Green. You're not going to stop him. He's an All-American, but you got to contain him. And number two, I think it's really big, Nick, third down conversions for St. Francis of Indiana. If they can hold them, make them work on third down, they got a chance.
This is the fourth game against USF of Indiana. The Saints are 0-3, but the closest game they played was the first back in 2013 right here on this field. 37-28 was the final score. Hopefully we can give them a game like that in Joliet once again. Kickoff just around the corner on the USF Sports TV network.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Build character for life at championsofcharacter.org.
The west side here along Jefferson Avenue. My name's Nick, along with Lee here at ATI Field, Joliet Memorial Stadium. Cloudy skies, 67 degrees, a wind out of the north, a rather brisk wind that is. And is weather going to be a bit of a factor here, Coach?
I believe it is. As you watch this on your TV screens at home, it's going from left to right. We saw in pregame, knock the football down a little bit. So it could be at the end of the game, especially if it's a close game, Nick, it could be a field possession game.
Starters and captains at the center of the field, ready for the coin toss. Alex Lomi, Don Butkiss out there, Mike Johnson, the running back representing the Saints of the St. Francis Saints, that is, along with Aaron Ellis, number 16, the quarterback, and some inside information that we got earlier today, Coach. And If we go back to last week, we saw Aaron Ellis exclusively until the last play, but a referee microphone, so let's listen in there.
The umpire, Derek Meager. The head judge, Daniel Kellogg. The line judge, Patrick Segman. The field judge, Justin Lee. The side judge, Andrew Fisher. And the back judge, Thomas
Microphone, but looks like the Saints won. They deferred, and the result of the coin flip will be the Saints will receive the kick. That's how we're going to get things started here in a few minutes. But as we were saying, what was I talking about? Off to a great start.
You're off to a great start, but the thing is, I kind of like the schedule that St. Francis has come out. You go out to the West Coast, you play Sacramento State, FCS school. You knew what was going to happen, kind of, but you competed very well. You had one penalty, you had no turnovers, so I think that's great. And then you open up at home against a two-time defending national champion. I'm looking at their press guide, Nick, as we listen to our national anthem.
From the crowd mics out there, the wind.
It is windy out here. It's very windy.
Yeah, the wind's howling, so we'll do our best to adjust microphones and everything to try to negate the wind noise. But hey, sometimes, when you're outside, that's what happens.
Well, that's why you play football outside. Well, as I was saying before, Nick, you take a look at this program at St. Francis, Indiana, the Cougars. Listen to these. If you didn't know anything about football, listen to this. A playoff qualifier 17 times. Conference champs 13 times. Played in the finals 5 times. 2 national champions. All in 21 years.
Yeah, they've been around.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, they've been around the block. They are the class of the NAIA. They've been doing it for a long time, ever since Kevin Donnelly, the head coach, started this program 21 seasons ago. He's been doing it for a long time. The winningest active coach in the NAIA, #1 all-time, #9 all-time in college football altogether. So, yeah, they have the experience. They have the talent to get it done. As I was mentioning before I lost my train of thought with the crowd noise, there was the quarterback situation for USF. It's going to be a bit different. We saw Aaron Ellis exclusively, except for the final drive last week against Sacramento State. We're going to see a bit more of a mix here between Aaron Ellis and Don Butkus.
And I think everything in football and all sports is situational. So we're going to see Donnie Butkus sometimes in short yard situation and in a running situation. So look forward to that.
Dwayne Milton and Justin Bruns, the transfer and the freshman, back to return the opening kickoff as we get our flyover. The ball is end over end into the end zone. The Saints will take it up to the 25-yard line. What a beautiful airplane flying over Joliet Memorial Stadium right now. Who timed that flyover? Hello up there.
We spared no expense here. Look at that. Isn't that cool? You know what? When they had the air and water show, the planes actually fly over my house as they're making their approach. So I can sit on my deck and I can watch stuff like this all day when they have the air show. That's kind of cool.
Right. Somebody timed that well as we are underway here. Week number 2, first home game of the regular season for the Saints. This is week number 3, just the second week, though, second game, I should say, for USF of Indiana. They beat Robert Morris 2 weeks ago, had a bye week last week, so they got their homework done against for the Saints here. Aaron Ellis will get things started. It'll be Dwayne Milton, the transfer, and we're still waiting for the whistle to start things off here. Looks like we're ready to finally get things underway. Aaron Ellis in the gun, 2 wide receivers, couple tight ends. Look for Matt Brockman. He's a lot of fun to watch. He's the big tight end right side. Dwayne Milton, the running back, and he's going to get the ball to start things off. Right through the hole, and there goes Milton. Right into the third level, past the 50, track down at the 40. And hello, everybody. I'd like to introduce you to Dwayne Milton. First down for the Saints inside the Cougar territory.
Does a nice job of setting up his blocks, not running or outrunning his block, to stay behind their saw seam, burst it loose. Watch at the end of that run, but he does a nice job staying behind his offensive lineman at the right guard and right tackle, doing a nice job.
First down at the Cougar 40-yard line. Ellis again in the shotgun. That's a way to start off a ball game against the number 1 team in the country. He's going to fire, finds his tight end Brockman at the 35. Pick up, and it takes 3 Cougars to knock him down. And, Coach, you take a look at his roster sheet, 6'2", 255. No,
No, I think he eats a lot more pasta and steak than it's led to believe. That's a large young man right there playing tight end.
Yes, it is. Couple running backs now flanking Aaron Ellis. Michael Johnson out of JCA. He'll be on the left side. Milton on his right. 2 wide receivers off to the right, including Brockman in the slot. Brandon Ruffin, wide left, no safety help over him. They're going to give it to Johnson, sweeping right.
Oh, that's a nice play.
Upended, and down he goes. A gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 to go.
Nice job by the inside linebacker for St. Francis Cougars. Comes in. Antonio Jameson does a nice job.
Mike Johnson, the junior out of JCA. Let's keep an eye on Brandon Ruffin. We are in record watch here today as well. 1 more touchdown for Brendan, and he ties the all-time touchdown record set by his teammate last year, Lexus Jackson. He's also 454 yards shy of the career receiving yards mark. And again, the safeties are packing the box. He's all alone left side. They're going to run it to Milton, sweeping to the left. He's got 1 man to hit to the edge, and he is taken down. Didn't get away that time from number 20, Blake Schumacher, the returning starter at free safety for St. Francis, Indiana. Led the team in interceptions last year with a nice form tackle there. Brings up 4th down and 5 for the Saints. And the offense is not in a hurry to come off the field here at the Cougar 36-yard line, and they're going to go for it here, Coach.
And watch Schumacher come up from his safety position, outside in, wrap, make a nice firm tackle, doesn't allow the running back to get outside.
Passing situation, Aaron Ellis, the quarterback in the gun. He's going to send his man Ray Velo in motion to the right slot. There's the snap. He's going to roll to the right. Looking long. Nope, he's going to punt it across the ground. That's an interesting play we've seen, and that's going to get the job done as Ruffin lets it roll to the 2-yard line.
A rugby scrum punt.
How do you like it?
I kind of like it.
I love it.
I do like that, but I didn't like the execution of the play because he only got about 2 feet off the ground. That was kind of nice. I don't know. You hear all this time about RPO. How about KRPO?
The kick run option?
Yeah, run option. Look at that.
I love it. Right. You know what? It gives an athlete options. He runs out. Does. He could throw it if he finds something. If not, just kick the ball.
That could be a KRPO.
And that's beautiful because they're inside the 2-yard line. So, I mean, maybe it didn't look pretty, but it sure got the job done. And I talked to head coach Joe Curry before the first game of the season last year. He said the kicking game is going to be a lot more entertaining. I think we may have saw some of that.
Okay.
Here we go. First offensive series for the number 1 team in the country. Crable, their new quarterback, he's going to hand it off to their All-American, and he's going to pick up 1 or 2 yards up to the 5-yard line. Their new quarterback, Matt Crable, a sophomore transfer out of Grand Valley State. Didn't play for nearly 4 years of competitive football before starting in his first game just 2 weeks ago against Robert Morris. He didn't get to play at Grand Valley State for 2 years, being the backup. Came over last year, was the backup to the the nation's player of the year, Nick Farrer, and finally getting the start in his opportunity. Run goes to the left side, and again, just a few yards to be had for their all-star running back, and he's going to bring up 3rd down.
And you're going to see a lot of touches out. Justin Green, he's an All-American. He might get an invite or two to some training camps in the NFL next year. A little on small size, but he is explosive and quick. Excellent kick and punt returner as well.
Yeah, another one of those All-Americans. 3 All-Americans for St. Francis, Indiana. He's one of them. Over 2,000 yards and 29 touchdowns last year. 3rd down and 4 for the Cougars. Quick pitch out left side. It is caught, breaks one tackle, but he runs backward to the 15. It is enough for the first down to Dan Rixey, the junior out of Lafayette, Indiana. Had a touchdown last week.
Hurdle does a nice job of closing that down from his cornerback spot. He just didn't wrap him up, but he did and close the receiver down real nice.
Rixey, another one of those returning starters. 13 of them for St. Francis. 13 returning starters from their national championship season a year ago. Crable rolling left side, fires. It's caught. Breaks one tackle, another first down for the Cougars. I believe that missed tackle was Antonio Jameson on the outside, another first down, and that's exactly what Coach Curry talked about before. They're going to pitch, they're going to catch. They're not going to drop balls. They do the small things very, very well.
Vanilla, that's the #1 selling ice cream brand in the country. They don't do anything really great, but they do everything very well.
They're going to send 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right with the ball in the left hash. A wing back on the right side, Crable in the shotgun. He's going to give it, nope, he's going to keep it himself. Crable does have the ability to run, and the big quarterback outside for a 14-yard gain before Jameson runs him out of bounds on the left-hand side. That's something that Crable brings to the table that Nick Farrer last year did not. Farrer was a pocket passer, which he did phenomenally well, but this guy can run.
Yeah, he gives you a lot of RPO, and this was an RPO. It was a zone read. And that time, Zlomi from his defensive end position on the quarterback's left side closed down too quick. He just kept it, took it around the left side.
3 first downs in a row here for the Cougars. They started back at their own 2 and then moved the ball all the way up to their own 41 right now. Corners giving the wide receivers a lot of room here as Crable sets up in the shotgun, trying to prevent the big play. They're going to hand it to Green, looking off left tackle, trying to get it to the sideline. He does and stays on his feet near the first down marker, which is at midfield. It'll have to depend on the spot to see if they give him the first down.
And watch how he finishes the run. The initial contact right there, busts out of it, and keeps on going and gets another 2 yards.
Alex Zlomi out of his defensive line spot. Nice to see 44 back. And there's Justin Green, number 17, their senior running back out of Griffith, Indiana. You saw him in high school.
I saw him in high school. I saw him one time rush for over 300 yards against a very good Andrean opponent. The kid is a stud.
4 wide receivers now for Crable in the gun. Green left hip, second down and 3 to go. It's going to be a keeper for Crable, left side, and they found a play that they sure like, don't they? The ball comes loose, but he was out of bounds. Another first down, 4 in a row now for the Cougars as they just pick up chunk after chunk here.
Well, they're taking advantage of Zlomi trying to close down and making that play in the backfield. And every time he does, it's just all you're reading on that zone is the defensive end. If he closes, I take it out of the running back's belly and I keep it around the end.
Seeing where Alex Zlomi is going to Alex Zlomi on the right side of that defensive line, setting up as a defensive end. He played inside a lot last year, and now he's on the outside standing up. Crable looking plenty of time, finally steps up, breaks one, looking for the sideline before he's pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 3. And doing the pushing was Mike Grubin out of JCA, just a sophomore, had a sack last week.
Excellent coverage downfield by Saints secondary, not letting him have any open looks. Smart enough and runs very well enough where he can just sit there and tuck it and get 2 or 3 yards.
Second down and 7 to go. Ball at the Saint 41-yard line. And Crable in that gun. And again, Green on his right hip. 3 wide receivers off to the right. The timeout called here by Matt Crable. I guess he didn't see something or they weren't set up how he wanted them to be. So timeout on the field. Second down and 7 at the Saint 41-yard line. Our first break in the action here today.
And I think it's interesting what the Cougars are doing offensively. They come out there and they try to scheme you with a little bit, different look over here, different look over here by formation. You know Green is always a threat. So you got that. Having him as a threat gives Crable the opportunity to run more zone and RPOs because everybody's got to honor Green. But they formation you trips, double slots. They haven't gone tight. They put 2 guys in the backfield so far. So they give the defense a lot to think about. They make you think instead of react.
On the other side of that defensive line, we talked about Alex Zlomi, but there's Tariq Thurman, a defensive end, a sophomore out of OPRF. He's a big boy as well, and he made his way into the backfield last week against Sacramento State, picked up the other of the 2 sacks for the St. Francis defense. There's Coach Joe Curry.
In 3 weeks, when the Saints play host.
Again, if you're listening at WCSF and you happen to be near a screen, you can pop us up. We're live on YouTube, live on Facebook as well.
Will be 1 p.m.
You see big number 44 injured last week with a pulled hamstring. Good to see him back in action here. 2nd down and 7. Crable, 3-step drop, firing left, pitch and catch, and a 1st down again into the hands of Rocky James, the junior out of Xena, Ohio. Hitch route, 6-7 yard run.
We have some new guys on this. It's the first game for the chain gang. Usually, I think it's the baseball guys who come and do this. But so it's going to take them a little time to warm up and get used to that.
1st down at the 30-yard line now for the Saints. Blitz shown from the right of the offense. Here it comes. Crable stepping, throwing, looking end zone, post route, and a trip. And they're going to say it was incidental contact as the intended receiver was Rocky James, but his feet got tied up with the cornerback on the play. I'm not sure he would have got there anyway.
That was a pretty ball. He ran a post pattern, and on the route set the Cougars are running, it looks like a one-read route where the primary receiver, and if he's not open, Crable's going to tuck it. But watch, it's a post route, and at the end, they just clipped right there. He didn't push and put a hand on him. That's incidental contact.
Yeah. It was Nick Murray, the junior corner, on the coverage. 2nd down and 10. Blitz being shown again by the Saints. They're going to bring some, and they give it to Green, left side, and he'll pick up another chunk. 6-yard carry to the 24-yard line of the Saints. Brings up 3rd down and manageable here for the Cougars.
Green does a nice job of reading what the defense is giving him. That play was designed to go off the right side. As soon as he got the ball, he bounced it to the left because he saw a hole over to the left. So he's got vision as to where he wants to go. 3rd down, we talked about this in pregame, Nick. This is very important to try to get the Cougars off the field.
This is it. Huddle up. How about that? You don't see that too often. A team huddling before they get to the line.
Yeah, sacrifice bunt, that kind of stuff.
3rd down and 3. Big 3rd down here in the 1st quarter with 6:15 left to go in the frame. Again to Green. Hops in the backfield. Taken down. He'll be a couple feet shy of the marker. Brings up 4th down and short. There for the stop for the Saints. Cody Randa, the linebacker out of Sandwich.
Given the wind conditions and their potent offense, this is a no-brainer. You got to go for it.
And they're going to hurry to the line. Crable in the gun. 2 wideouts right. Green is the running back. They give it to their All-American, and he falls forward and picks it up by a yard to the 20-yard line on 4th down.
Nothing fancy. Up the middle. Just put a head on the hat and let Green read and put his shoulders forward and get enough for the 1st down.
Again, this drive started back at the 2. So far, 12 plays, 76 yards, and in its 7th minute. Green on the right hip of Crable. 3 wide receivers right, 1 left. Ball the middle of the field. Motion fullback. Snap. Quick pitch again. It is caught by the big receiver left. He breaks one tackle up to the 11. He's going to be mighty close to the 1st down. Will Chrisman, the big guy, 6'6", 230 with the catch, the shed of a tackle, and 9 yards on the pickup.
Coach Curry talked about that. They run a hitch. They run it well. That's all he's been doing. Hitting short stuff, outside watch. Just a little, 5-step hitch. Gets the ball. He's looking at his primary receiver. He's locked on. 5-yard hitch. Missed tackle. Give him another 2 or 3 yards.
Taking what the defense is given. Crable again turns, gives to Green. Cuts back right, makes 1 miss. Cuts back up the hashes to the 6-yard line and picks up another Cougar 1st down.
Starts and stops very well. Reads, does not outrun his blockers, which you would think a guy with his talent and speed would do sometimes. Try to bounce to the outside, but he cut it back inside. Watch him, be patient. Right, pulling guard, watch this. Stop, and cut it back inside.
That is their 6th 1st down. 1st down and goal for the Cougars of USF Indiana. The ball at the 7-yard line. There's Justin Green, their All-American running back, in position. Counter play. They're going to make a
nice
tackle, and they do that time, putting him into the ground. Number 28, Rio Strama, the sophomore. led the team in tackles last week. The big one right there, 2nd and goal.
Comes up from his secondary position, gets his head across, doesn't allow him to bounce off and take it upside. Nice speed, inside-out relationship, but gets his head across. Watch where he gets his head on this. Green's pretty fast. He tries bouncing to the pylon. Look at head to the outside, finish the tackle. Nice job.
Crable in the gun again. Green left hip, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Ball on the right hash on the 8-yard line. They go to Green.
Nice play.
Oh, they take him down at the 10. Another loss of 2. Making the stop again. Mason DeLong, the sophomore linebacker.
Fights off a block, keeps his outside arm free, wraps up Green in the backfield. That's an excellent job. Watch how he plays this. Inside out, outside arm free, comes through, makes the play. Nice job.
I'm going to put Jake Pott in at the nose tackle of that 3-3 stack defense. Take out Filacek, the young nose tackle. And there's DeLong, leading tackler from last year. Snap to Crable. They're going to look left. It is pitch caught at the 5. 1 tackle, reach out, and they're going to say he was shy. His foot went out at the 2 as he reached out to knock down the pylon. That was Rocky James having to break a tackle. So that's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 1.5-yard line.
He did hit the pylon. I don't know. Watch. Hitch route again, breaks to the outside. Let's see where his left foot is. I don't think he went out.
I think that was probably a touchdown too. It might not matter here on 4th down with an All-American running back.
Who's getting the ball?
Justin Green's getting the football. Full house in the backfield. Crable under center for the first time today. Snap, turn, give to Green, and he is in the end zone. Touchdown. It goes 98 yards in 10 minutes.
That was a nice formation they ran. They put Green as a dot, and they had 2 lead backs on either side, and all Crable is doing is looking what the defense is giving him. That's why he checked to the run to the left. Could have been a run to the right, and when you got the All-American, that's who's getting the ball. Watch. He's just reading. Now he sees, he's going to call it. Oh, this guy comes up a little bit to the right side, run the ball to the left. Touchdown.
Gavin Gardner, the junior kicker, on to boot it through, and he does. 2:26 left to go. We've only seen 2 possessions, and we got 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. It's 7-0 USF Cougars, that is.
Painstaking drive in terms of defense. You did exactly right. You didn't get beat on anything. But like Coach Curry was talking about in the pregame, Nick, hey, they execute very well. All they did is do what? Give the ball to Green a couple times and run hitch, maybe a 5-yard out. Nothing fancy, no fancy route combinations, no sprint out, no reverse, nothing. Very basic, but they do it very, very well.
See if the Saints offense can come out and make some noise. The most productive they've been was on the first play from scrimmage when Dwayne Milton rattled off a 20-yard carry and they got stalled out and had to punt it away.
You know, I was thinking before looking at both these teams offensively, I didn't want a ping-pong game. You know, you score and then 5 minutes, you know, back and forth, 20, 21, 28. But that's almost more frustrating if your defense than, you know, they score in 3 plays and you score in 6 because they're just controlling tempo and clock. You know, of secondary importance besides scoring a touchdown here for the offense, it's getting a long drive here. That defense was on the field for 10 straight minutes. You need to give them a little bit of a breather here. Kickoff will go into the end zone again. We'll start off from the 25-yard line for Aaron Ellis and the Saints offense in that drive. 51 yards on the ground, 47 through the air, 98 total yards and a touchdown. That's your national champion right there. That tells me a team that doesn't make mistakes. St. Francis didn't make any mistakes on the drive. They didn't make any mistakes last week, right? They had 1 penalty, no turnovers. So there's no mistakes being made. It's not for a lack of, you know, gap control or anything. They just execute very, very well.
Yep. Crable was 5 for 6 on that drive. Green carried it 10 times for 26 yards. Just they ground it out, chunk at a time. See if Aaron Ellis and company can get it done here as well. He'll be in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Man in motion, the big tight end Malik Roberts. Here's Ellis to throw, stepping up, checks it down to Milton before a host of Cougars comes in and stops him only after a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 from the 27.
Nice read by Ellis. Wanted to go to the right side. Wasn't open, so he just checked it down, get a gain of 1.
That was Ray Velo, pardon me, on the...
But watch him look downfield, not there. All of a sudden, check it down. Let's take what we can get. That's a bad spot. Now they adjust it.
Second down, we'll give him 3. Second down and 7 from the 28-yard line. Still haven't had a target for Brandon Ruffin. They're going to run it this time with Milton again between the tackles, and he picks up a first down. An 8-yard pickup up to the 35-yard line.
They list him at 5'8", 175.
Might be a few LBs lighter than that, huh?
But watch how he just stays behind this, and then when he sees it, boom, burst, put the head down, finish the run, get enough for the first down.
You've seen him carry the ball twice so far. What do you think? You like him, huh?
You like it a lot.
There he is, transfer out of Northern Illinois University, Dwayne Milton. Back on either side of Ellis. They're going to hand it to him, but he was tracked down to the backfield on the sweep. A little slow to get up, though, number 54. That is Mitch Thornberry, the defensive end with some speed. It's a loss of 4 yards.
Looks like he had the wind knocked out of him. Watch how they close this down. A little run to the outside. Lead sweep ball. He just cuts inside the block. Nice job reading his keys.
I like Malik Roberts here, lining it up against a linebacker in the left-hand slot. Ellis in the shotgun, 4 wide receivers. Safety's back this time. Ellis, quick throw, right side, and incomplete. Looking for Ray Velo. Brings up 3rd down and long.
Not a situation you want to be in if you're St. Francis offensively, because that just lets the Cougars do whatever they want.
The big boys ready to get back at it on the defensive side there.
But I will say this, Ellis does throw a nice ball. Very catchable ball.
Remember a couple years ago, or last year, 3rd on the depth chart. Don Butkus goes down with an injury. Keegan James comes in, wasn't quite effective enough. And then Aaron Ellis comes on the scene and just throws bombs. Here we go, 3rd down and 14 to go. They're going to rush 4 on him. Into the backfield, he throws.
He's open.
And Ruffin was
that's
there.
got to be interference. He had his left hand on him.
It was batted away. Ruffin was open. If anything, slightly underthrown. It was right on the money, but Ruffin had to slow down for it. And incomplete. 4th down punting unit coming out for St. Francis.
But I thought the DB had his left hand on his shoulder right there. Yeah, see?
Yeah, he brought him down, too.
He brought him down there. I thought that should have been a flag.
You have a case. It's a nice play otherwise by Blake Schumacher, the returning safety out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. He's one of the Carroll boys. I'll tell you what I mean by that after the kick here if we ever get a punt. And we're going to have a timeout called by St. Francis. New punter on for St. Francis, Josh Holberry, the soccer player turned kicker for St. Francis football team. But one of the Carroll boys, what I mean by that is they got 6 guys, St. Francis of Indiana does, that played at the same high school, Carroll High School in Fort Wayne, the same town that the university resides. And all 6 of those guys played on the same field in high school, and now all they're doing is winning national championships here at the NAIA.
What are the odds that they played Pop Warner together?
Very good.
I'm saying, you know, or Biddy basketball, AAU basketball on the same baseball team.
Yep, those the Carroll boys who I'm talking about. Schumacher, who just made that pass breakup. Linebacker, the All-American Eric Dunton. To find the defensive lineman, the junior James Jamesich. The quarterback Givens, and the other wide receiver Schmeling. All played on the same field in high school, right there in Fort Wayne. Punting unit on. And to return it will be Dan Rixey, the junior wide receiver. Maybe. What is going on here?
They call timeout and the clock is still running.
That's a problem. They got to add some time, right? Hey, you know what? Let's give the defense a breather. Maybe this isn't so bad.
I'm just saying.
All right, here we go. Holberry out of England, ready to punt it away. Sidewinder gets going to caught up in that north wind. They actually caught for a return at the 50-yard line. A dangerous play, but it'll be some great field position for the Cougars. That's going to be tough punting that way.
We talked about this in pregame as we're looking at the roster and the special team. Holberry. Where be Holberry from?
Interesting story there. He's from Huddersfield, England. He came to the States in high school. Came to St. Francis to play soccer. Approached Joe Curry. Said, "Hey, I'd like to kick for the football team if you'd like to give me a tryout." They did, and he proved his worth. And here he is. First. Checked out.
Nice
That's
play.
Be a loss.
Nice play.
That went to Rocky James that time for the loss of one, but he never had kicked a football in his life before trying out. They taught him how to do it. As you see the replay here,
look at Grubin come in there and make that play for a 2-yard loss.
And that'll take us to the end of quarter number 1. So after the first 15 minutes, we're in the midst of our third drive of the game, the second for St. Francis, and they're trailing by 7 to the USF Cougars, the number 1 team in the country. Be back in 1 minute on the USF Sports Network.
It's the great people that are here. I mean, you don't get that everywhere else.
We weave our Franciscan values into our business program. We look at respect, integrity, and service and compassion. We make sure our students understand that to grow profitably in the long term, you have to hang on to your core values of integrity and respect, service and compassion.
We're taught the right things to do and the right ways to approach problems in the business environment.
Some of the problems that you deal with in business, at the end of the day, it's your character and the judgment that comes from your character that's going to get you through.
Even though it's small, you're still getting a really good education, and the stuff you're learning is still on par with some of the top schools in America.
If you're going to make a successful contribution to society, it's going to require a big commitment of time. And you need to really feel excited about what you're getting up to do every morning.
St. Francis has become so much a part of who I am and just my own little home away from home.
Welcome back to Joliet Memorial Stadium, ATI Field, ready for quarter number 2. It's 7-0 St. Francis, Indiana over the home University of St. Francis. The Franciscan Bowl, is that what we can call this?
St. Francis Bowl, Franciscan Bowl.
First play of the down series went for a loss of 2 on the check down. It's 2nd down and 8 at the St. Francis 49-yard line. Let's see Crable and that St. Francis of Indiana offense. Crable rolling, firing. Again, another pitch and catch. Puts his foot in the ground and he picks up the necessary 12. Again, Dan Rixey, the 5'11 junior. They have to start coming up a little bit.
Going to have to make an adjustment here because all they're doing is throwing it in front of you. The cornerbacks are giving them enough cushion where they can just stop for 5 yards and pick up 5-6 yards a pop. Might want to go a little bit more press coverage.
Quick lead to the line on first down. The chain gang, they're going to have to make some adjustments here too. Snap and the give to Green.
Nice play.
Stopped at the line, still on his feet. First flag of the game comes in after he falls forward for a gain of 4 or 5 yard lines. And we're going to have a little extracurricular activity, and he's going to have to be careful as Mason DeLong getting into the face of one of the St. Francis, Indiana players.
I think they're going to get the Cougars for a holding penalty. That's usually where that is. And I think that's what the fisticuffs were about, or potential, because he didn't appreciate, the big bear hug that he got. First penalty of the game?
Yes, it is. First flag. We'll see if they accept it, which I'm sure they will.
And let's see right now. Watch 44. I think you can get 44. Yeah, it's tackle, and then 47's back there. He comes in.
Oh, late hit right here.
Yeah,
that's why he's so mad. He's out of the play. That should be a penalty in and of itself. You don't hit a guy. And they did call it on St. Francis, so it was a holding penalty. But that should have been a personal foul penalty as well, because they're really trying to get that out of the game. Those late hits on defenseless players. It wasn't a nasty, violent hit, but that was unnecessary. He was out of the play.
And we take a look at some quick first quarter stats. The Cougars from St. Francis, Indiana, 20 plays they ran as opposed to 9 for our Saints. They held the ball for 10 minutes in that first quarter, about what you expected.
One drive. It's just the second drive of the game for the Cougars. 14.5 to go in the first half. 7-0. And that penalty against USF Indiana backs them up. First down and about 20 after the holding penalty. There's the snap to Crable. Play action this time. He's going to fire right side. Quick out. It's caught and breaks one tackle again. Tries to spin out of the other, but here come the rest of the Saints defense. But he picks up 17 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 after the big loss. That's how dangerous this is. They get whatever they want.
Yeah, and they're very good at reading where they want to go with the football pre-snap. They know exactly where they want to go. Like I said, there's not a lot of reads in this passing offense. It's not like you look at number 1. If he's covered, you go to number 2. Then you check down number 3. It looks like a primary receiver. That's where they're going. If not, Crable takes it and runs.
We'll say 2nd down and 6 here. Shotgun Crable again, the fullback in motion to the right side. There's the snap, quick throw left, and
nice
catch outside by Dylan Huntley. He's rolled down at the 24-yard line, and that's a 1st down.
Very nice athletic play by Huntley. Watch, he's in the slot. Stop, smoke route. Watch us catching it right there, and watch the move he puts on. Right there, gets away from one defender, gets enough for the 1st down.
Sorry there, Tony. Tony Green, that safety there. Here's Crable again on 1st down. Plenty of time. Finally, St. Francis breaks through. Can't quite get him. Still on his feet. Rolling right, fires across his body, and just the 2nd incomplete pass of the game for Matt Crable as he was looking for Johnny Cooper on the play.
Crable in the 1st quarter, 6 out of 7 for 45 yards. Very heady. Comes from a nice background, doesn't he, Mr. Crable?
Yes, he did. His father, Bob Crable, who was a linebacker for the University of Notre Dame, he was an All-American back in his day, played 7 years in the NFL as well. But his son said, I'm going to play offense, Dad. Pretty good decision. He's in the shotgun right now. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left, Green right hip, and they give to their All-American running back.
Nice play inside.
Hit at the line, maybe fell forward for a gain of 1 or 2, and some more extracurriculars. I won't mind seeing that, but the teammates for Justin Green rightfully get him off the pile quickly.
Counter lead play, they pulled their right tackle, and Green got up underneath him to follow. Watch, they pull the right tackle right there, and Green follows. Look at how we close down from the backside and make that play.
Third down and 8. Big play here for this defense. See if they can get off the field. Make them kick a field goal into the wind. Here's Crable, 3 steps. Looking left, fires, and it is caught, and touchdown. It was almost picked off, but instead it's 6 for number 6, Rocky James. Making the play on the ball was Malik Thurman. He tried to undercut that route, couldn't quite get there in time.
He read it. He just didn't get there. You saw him coming from the safety spot. He tried to undercut it. If he would have picked it off, it would have been Katie bar the door 90 the other way. He just got there a little bit late. But again, they do a nice job of catching. Watch, little out route. Watch where this ball is put, and see Thurman right there. He tried to jump it, missed it.
Well, they can only throw those hitch routes so often before one of those safeties tries to make a play. He was just a little bit late on that one. Here's Gardner again, the kicker. It is up into the wind and good with 12:29 to play. 13, make it 14-0. The Cougars of St. Francis.
Well, the Saints will have the win here starting this drive, so that would be key. They should get decent field position coming in, so it should be all right.
7 plays, 47 yards in 2 minutes and 47 seconds. A little bit quicker than their first touchdown drive.
You know, I'm going to give you this analogy of the Cougars offense. It's kind of like when you're sitting on a couch at home and you're watching the game and you open up a big family-sized bag of chips and you're not paying attention, and before you know it, it's all gone. That's what their offense is.
They're chipping. And
yeah, before you know it, you ate the whole bag, and before you know it, the Cougars have taken 7-8 minutes off the clock.
Perfect. Without even paying attention, they just march it down on you. Matt Crable, 10 for 12 with 101 and 2 scores. First touchdown pass.
I wonder if Donnelly calls up Joe Curry and says, hey, how is your USF? Ours is pretty cool. Does yours look the same as ours? Because it looks like almost exactly the same, except we got the the Bernie the Brewer. I kind of like that.
Here's a list of Hall of Fames that man that was on the screen is in. You ready?
Yep.
The Georgetown Athletic Hall of Fame, Georgetown, Kentucky, inducted in 2004. The Indiana State Football Hall of Fame in 2005. The St. Francis, Indiana Hall of Fame in 2008. The NAIA Football Hall of Fame in 2013. And the latest Anderson University's Hall of Fame just last year, as the return is up to the 30. Nice field position here. Anderson University, he got in because of, that's where he played football back in the day. So you need more than one hand to count the Hall of Fames that Kevin Donnelly, the head coach for St. Francis, Indiana, is in. He's doing it for a long time, 21st year as the head coach of St. Francis, been head coach of a college football team for 40 years.
And he does it right, doesn't he?
Sure does. Can't argue with the results.
All the man does is win.
That's right.
All the man does is win.
He is 203-44 at USF. That's just a ridiculous number. Here we go. Aaron Ellis hands off to Milton, looking for another inside run. Not quite as successful as the first couple. He'll pick up 2 there.
What the Saints got to do here, Nick, is they got to get some positive yardage and take off a couple of minutes off this clock, because now it's going to be a battle of attrition because defense goes back during 3 plays. They just, got scored on. So right now, give them a little rest, get something positive going offensively.
I'm still fine with running the football here. You still got to try to establish the run. It's early in the game. You don't want to panic. You're only down 2 scores here. Keep pounding at it, I say. It's going to be tough, though, because you got a couple All-American linebackers standing in the middle of the field for St. Francis, Indiana. They're going to go to Milton again. Another inside run, and he'll roll his way. Still on his feet up to the, I thought he was ahead of the play there. He's up to the 38-yard line. He'll pick up another 2 or 3. So it's going to be 3rd down and 4 to go. 3rd down and 3 now for St. Francis.
Big play. I'd like to see a little RPO action, right? See what they're going to do.
See if Donnie Butkus is in. Yep, number 8 now into the game. Don Butkus, you're going to see him on more of the running plays. Aaron Ellis more of the passing plays. So you go from one all-conference quarterback to another. There's Donnie, who's been with the school for, 12, 13 years now.
Seems like it.
6th year. He's in his 6th year here. He's medical redshirted twice, and a timeout's going to have to be called as the play clock ticked to below 5 seconds. 11:02 left to go in the first half. 14-0 Cougars of St. Francis over the Saints of St. Francis, and we couldn't have drawn up a more perfect day. I was tired of all those hot, humid days. Fall is here, at least for a little while.
Well, it feels like football weather. You got the home opener against the #1 team in the country, 2-time defending champ. I don't know exactly if that's how you want to open the season, but that's what the schedule gave you.
Can you believe the first 3 weeks of this schedule? Holy smokes. At Sacramento State, D1 FCS. And then you open up your home season against the 2-time defending champs. And then next week, you go down to take on Quincy, a D2 school. So, hey, you win one of these first 3 games, you go into the conference schedule pretty happy, I think.
Well, if it doesn't kill you, it makes it better. What I mean by that is if you don't get beat up after playing the first 3 games of this season, that should bode very well for you.
As always, some good student support here at Memorial Stadium. 3rd down and 3 for St. Francis. Donnie Butkus, the quarterback now. He's going to roll right. He's got some pressure. Throws it up in the air for the big tight end, but he couldn't quite get it with one hand. Looking for Brockman on the play. Incomplete. 4th down. Got to punt it away.
You got to punt it away, and you got the wind at your back. So let's see if you can pin him into the corner inside their 20.
There's Aaron Ellis, number 16. As you see 8 walking on by Donnie Butkus.
Try to hit him on a seam route down the middle, and just a little overthrown. Try to fit it between the linebacker and the safety.
And number 7, Dan
Rixey back to return. The deep man. You see Matt McCarthy there with the headset on, the offensive coordinator. Snaps a good one to Holberry. He'll put the point down, get that one up into the air. End over end kick will be caught at the 31.
Now, you mentioned he played soccer, right?
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if he was a goalie, because he's going to have to learn. You know how the goalies, they get the ball and they kick it away? He's going to have to learn going forward. He's going to have to get rid of that a little bit quicker, because he takes his time on that.
Yes, sir. Couple 3 and outs for St. Francis offense. Not quite getting in a rhythm, but the Cougar offense looking pretty good so far. They're up 14. Here comes their 3rd drive. They're 2 for 2. on their first 2 drives.
And watch the splits on the offensive linemen. They split a little wider by formation. I noticed that the first 2 times they had the ball.
Chrisman, the tall wide receiver, will go to the slot right after the motion. Crable in the shotgun, and he has his green right there beside him. Blitz being shown by the linebackers for St. Francis, and they're going to bring 5. Pass off left side, again makes 1 miss. Out of bounds at the 36-yard line. A pickup of 6. And a second down and short coming up for St. Francis, Indiana. Same old, same old. Rocky James, the receiver on the play. Got to make the initial tackle there.
You got to make the initial tackle, but watch just 3 steps, hitch, stop, keep your head up.
Haython hurdle on the miss. Second down and 4 for St. Francis, Indiana. Again, 3 receivers. A fullback. That's Chris Smith. Turn and give to Green to make him run. Very patiently gets past the 40 to the 45. Ball's on the ground but out of bounds. Up to the 45-yard line and a first down for St. Francis, Indiana. I don't know, was that poked out or was that dropped?
It was poked out, I believe.
If it was Malik Thurman, I believe, the safety. See number 82, Jaden Edwards, the freshman out of Plainfield Central.
There's no hurry up in any of these offenses. You know, you're so used to watching that the first 2 weeks of college football season. Every rush. Oh, huddle up, just call the play.
We're under 10 minutes to go here in the first half. 14-0 Cougars, and they're driving here. Crable to throw, firing long, post route, has a man caught at the 25, and he will trot easily into the end zone. It goes 56 yards on the touchdown pass. And that one goes to Dan Rixey, his 2nd touchdown of the season. Is that a factor of a defense being out there for a little bit too long?
No, I think it's more of a factor as you show the blitz look a little bit. They picked it up and he had no help over the top. And I think it's also a difference of Crable and knowing where he's going to go with the ball, letting that route develop. It's just a post route over the middle. And watch, develop. He's looking, and look, there's no help behind. Quick 6.
Kicks up good, 21-0, 9:38 to go first half. You don't want to let this one get away early. The offense needs to come out and make something happen. There's Matt McCarthy, offensive coordinator. Likes to be on the field instead of up in the booth.
That's a personal preference. You know, sometimes you want to see the look in your guys' eyes as they come off the field or before they come off the field. And sometimes if you trust one of your assistant guys who's actually relaying the plays in, you know, you can't talk on the headset to the quarterbacks anymore, but, like you can in the NFL, but you want to see that look in their eyes, see what they're doing here.
Mike Grubin, number 48, the sophomore at JCA on special teams, getting ready to go here on the kickoff return. Back to return the kick, Justin Bruns, the freshman wide receiver, along with the All-American in track and field, Brandon Ruffin. I don't think he's been targeted once yet today.
I do not believe that either.
There's Jaden, number 9. Speedy kid out of Proviso West. Gavin Gardner ready to boot it away for St. Francis, Indiana. Into a win. It's going to be a
pooch kick.
Yep, right. A return from the 29-yard line. Brockman, the tight end, looking for a little room. The big man tripped up at the 36-yard line, about a 6-yard return, even though he ran about 15, 20 yards. He's trying to make something happen, Coach.
That always cracks me up. That guy is as big as a house, and he's running 50 yards sideways. Take it, put your shoulder down, run somebody over. Very agile. Watch this. He catches it. I don't think I'm going to get it.
Where's my blockers? Where's my blockers?
Okay. Give you a stiff arm here. Try to stiff arm you. All right. Now I get run over.
Oh, man. Adam Hoffer making the tackle for Indiana. First down. It's Aaron Ellis back at quarterback for St. Francis. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. Milton, the tailback, on first down and 10 at the 36. Here comes pressure, has to hurry, hit, and a flag comes in. Aaron Ellis finally goes down. Let's see what the flag is all about.
It's choosing a spot of holding.
Yes, it is, and making the play, Marcus Stepp.
And that time, got pressure from the outside. Running back is supposed to pick him up on that pass coverage.
Declining the penalty, taking the sack. It brings up 2nd down and 15 back at the 31-yard line.
Different officiating crew than we're used to usually. You know, we usually get officials from around here. I was talking to Mr. Laquetta before the ball game. He said these officials hail from the state of Michigan today.
Ellis again in the gun. Thurman is the fullback on the left side, and again Milton the tailback in the eye. 2nd down. Hard count. There's the snap. Turn and give to Milton, and he is hit immediately in the backfield. Pearson Harnish there to finish things up. Their All-American linebacker making the initial hit on the play. Again, Marcus Stepp. He's 2 for 2 against number 2, Dwayne Milton.
And watching this come inside right there, beat the block, gets penetration, nowhere from the running back to go.
All right, Aaron Ellis going to open it up here, 3rd down and long.
Good time for a screen pass. You haven't seen one yet.
Keep an eye on Brandon Ruffin. He's wide left, just outside of your screen. And they will rush 5. Blitz is on. Ellis steps up, throw it middle of the field, and it is caught right at that 1st down marker by Ray Velo. Depends on the spot. They're going to give it to him. That's a pickup of 15 yards. Biggest play, but we got 2 Saints that are slow to get up on the play. That might have been more a net negative here for the Saints.
And Ellis does a nice job of staying
Aaron
in
Ellis
that pocket.
Aaron Ellis is the guy down. We'll see what happened here on the video.
And let's see, he steps up, and let's see, we can't tell what he hit.
He's hit as he's thrown, and he is in some pain. Art Campos, the trainer, out to assess.
At least he's rolled over on his back now. Hopefully.
And they're going to get a roughing the passer on top of it. Well, good news, bad news here. Bad news, you're losing your all-conference quarterback who is adept at throwing the football in Aaron Ellis, and that's just besides, hoping that he's okay as a human being, because you hate to see anyone in that kind of pain, especially a competitor like Aaron Ellis is, and how excited and jacked up he was to get out here and play. Oh, it hurts just to see him. Oh, it hurts. Favoring that left leg. He's a tough kid. If he can come back, he will. And he's actually going off under his own power, which is a good sign, but the way he was down, I don't know. But the good news, if there is a silver lining to this, Don Butkus is the guy coming in, who is the ultimate leader. And Aaron Ellis, I guarantee he's down there right now saying, "Get away from me! I'm fine.
Don't touch me. Don't put any ice on me. Don't take my helmet either." Because that's what we're saying. Take the helmet means you're not coming back for a while.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him as Donnie Butkus takes control of this offense. So after the 15-yard penalty, the Saints have the best field position they've had at the 39-yard line of the Cougars. You hear Donnie shout it out. They hand it off to Milton. He's looking for the edge. And a nice gain as he dives forward for about 6 or 7. Another thing that Donnie Butkus gives you, he's got energy. This offense is going to get a spark right now. And look who's coming back into the game. Are you kidding me? Aaron Ellis, after one play, coming back in.
Well, that's all you got to sit out for. That's
wow.
So he's going to come back in.
He looked like he was down for the game at least. But here he is again after one play, 2nd down. 21-0 the score, 7:35 and counting here in the first half. Looking left to Ruffin. And safety will be helping. They hand off to Milton again. In between the tackles, and no gainer there. 3rd down and 3. I would like to see a pass on that play.
I know there's only 7 minutes left to go in this first half, but this might be 4th down territory for St. Francis. You're not going to gain too much if you punt the ball if you don't make it there on 3rd down.
It will be 3rd and 4.
Throwing Ellis on the run. It is complete right side to Josiah Gable, the freshman. And that should be enough
Well, they're going to give him
first down.
Progress,
yep. You bet it is.
That's got to be a guesstimate by the side judge, because he is behind the football where he catches it. So it's just a guesstimate as to where he actually stops his forward progress. And let's see. It's a rollout right there. He's got the first down there, but see the judge right there with the H? He's 5 yards behind the play. So he's got to kind of guess exactly where his forward progress was stopped.
Our big first down there for St. Francis. They're going to throw 3 wide receivers out, 1 wide left and 1 in motion is Velo. Fake to him, looking right, looking down the middle, but not enough time. As down he goes, it's going to be a loss of 10. Making the play, Matt Schwartz, the junior nose tackle, and he had Brockman on the post route, but he just ran out of time.
He ran out of time, and I think he beat Derek Wentworth, the right guard, that time. But Ellis has got to see that and just throw this ball away.
Oh, he was there.
You see Wentworth lined up right there on the right guard. Let's see if that's where he came from.
1 second longer,
yeah,
he throws that ball.
He was being right there.
And Derek Wentworth, the freshman out of Minooka, highly touted, had committed to Bemidji State before coming to St. Francis. Hand off to Milton here on 2nd and long, and there's 0 room for Dwayne as he picks up about 2. It's going to be 3rd down and long. St. Francis says they have the football, but it must have been after the tackle.
After the initial contact when he hit the ground. This still could be 4-down territory. Let's see if we see the ball pop up. We'll watch. He tries to break it outside, and that ball is down on contact.
Even then, Dwayne Milton made the contact and was moving forward. 3rd down. Well, you tried to establish the run, but Milton, they're keying in on him, man. Single coverage left side Ruffin. Let's see if they go that way. Not this time. Steps up the pocket. Ellis throwing and incomplete. I think his arm may have been hit as he threw, and again he was knocked to the turf here at ATI Field. And incomplete, 4th down, and yeah, he's not quick to come off here. Here you see it again.
He got rushed. I think he got clipped right there. But either way, nice job in the secondary by the Cougars.
Yeah, they're all
closing it off.
Jeez. Well, 3 of the 4 defensive backs are returning starters from their championship season a year ago. All right, here we go. 4th down. And 14, 4:38 to go, 21-0. You need something on the board here. Velo in motion. Ellis the snap. He's going to kick it again. We saw this before, and this one will be down at the 1-inch line. Oh, we're going to say his foot was on the goal line. Oh, his pinky toe on the goal line.
Side judge is coming over, and I think, well, I don't know that.
He had a better view than we did.
Now let's just see. Pooch kick. Let's see if he comes from the side. Watch his feet, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where he comes down. Catch the ball.
Yep, he did.
Yep.
He moved it there at the end.
Yep.
If he wouldn't have, he kind of a little hop there at the end, which took him right
maybe
to the goal
just
line.
tried to bat it backwards. You see that a lot of times.
I think he thought it was where he touched it and not where he landed with the ball, which is what the rule is. If you jump catch it, it's where you land, not where you just touch the ball. Which is why people try to bat it backward. Here we go again. It's 1st down at the 20-yard line, and draw play right up the middle. 1st down, or close to a 1st down anyway. It goes to P.J. Dean, the backup running back, junior out of Butler, Indiana.
Rio Strama does a nice job reading that, coming up from a safety spot. They do stopping that play, or else it could have been even bigger game.
They do give him the 1st down on the play. Halftime coming up. Andre back at the WCSF studios. We'll give you an update and on a halftime interview here as well. And again, the run. Crable, ball's on the ground. It's picked up. And there goes Malik Thurman. 10-5 touchdown. The defense comes through with the first score of the game for USF, and it's a strip and a score for USF.
textbook tackling and stripping. One guy posts him up, the other guy strips it. It's very rare that you see one guy, the guy who strips the ball, actually recover the ball and take it in for a pick 6. That's the spark we're looking for.
Malik Thurman, the leading tackler last year.
Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. He comes out there, he gets posted up right there. Now watch the strip. Right there, left hand. Now ball passes right to him. That'll be about a 31-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown.
And he stripped it himself, too. He forced it, he picked it up, and he scored. And the gate here for St. Francis. See if they like what they see. They will try for 2. Zlomi in the end zone.
That's interference. Oh, I thought he got there early.
Zlomi had caught a touchdown last year, but not this time. 3:47 to go. It's 21-6 now, and the Saints are still talking to the officials on the play. There he is, Malik Thurman with the strip and score. Big play by that young man, the senior.
You needed something. You need a momentum changer, Nick. You need something to give you guys a little momentum going into halftime. There's still 3:47 left to go in the half, but at least you got something on the board to feel positive about. See Coach Curry right there walking the sidelines. Now he's got to feel a little bit better. But you still got to hold him with 3:47. It's been, it's been a thing of keep away, kind of, I feel. With the St. Francis Cougars offense, they're keeping the ball away from you, not giving you a chance to execute your offense.
Listening to Saints football on 88.7 WCSF Joliet and GoFightingSaints.com. Appreciate everyone tuning in here today. It's Andre for the reminder. That's a professional producer right there.
On the cut for the Saints, number 3, Josh Homer.
Homer will kick it off. He'll have the wind at his back. See if he can get a good boot here with 3:47 to go in the first half. The kick. End over end will bounce at the 7. Justin Green back there will take it after a few hops. They're going to have to make a play, keep him inside. They do. Here breaks a few tackles, still on his feet. Homer had to make the tackle himself. The kicker with a tackle, and he's mixing it up. Let's go.
That's outstanding.
How about Josh Homer? Welcome to American football, and he's going to get some hugs.
That's outstanding. Bare knuckles fighting. Make a tackle.
Keep your eye on him because he's about to get mobbed. Let's see what happened here.
Justin Green, All-American, outstanding kick return too. But watch A3 come in here. Okay, this American football stuff, we don't do this in soccer, but watch this. Now he gets it. Now he throws him down. Now he's trying to get the ball. And now he's going to tell him, yeah, I got you. Get away from me. I don't like you either, all right? Outstanding. That just made my day.
How about that as a spark, huh?
That's okay.
Let's go, like 83.
All right.
He just earned some stripes with the teammates, I think, didn't he?
With fish and chips, bangers and mash. Is that what we're having for dinner tonight? Outstanding.
You got a penalty on the play, too. And a block in the back on the Cougars, so marching on back 15 yards.
You never know. He might like this American football stuff,
hey.
You
don't get to play like that when you're playing soccer.
He's looking for the yellow or the red card, and he didn't get it.
Look at that. His lineman, the linebacker's coming up and congratulating a kicker. When was the last time you saw that?
Never.
Let's go, boys.
Never.
I love it. Oh, we could talk about that for a while, I think. 3:37 to go. Well, the Cougars still lead on the scoreboard, though. 21-6. And the crowd's still going, yeah, let's go, Hellberry. All right, so after the penalty, it's 1st and 10 for the Cougars at their own 5-yard line. They've started in their own territory almost every drive. Here's Crable in his own end zone, firing on the run. Defender fell down and he hurt his knee.
He hurt his knee.
And stopped after a gain of 19 yards, but another Saint injured on the ground, and that is Nick Murray, the starting corner.
And it looked like he just fell down without contact, like he's making his break. Let's see, right there.
Just missed it. He tried to make a cut.
He's behind, yep.
They're thin on the secondary as well in terms of depth goes. So we'll see who comes in and has to take his spot. But again,
you never in football, Nick, when you're watching, you never want to see a kid grab his knee. And I'm not speculating, but that's the first thing he grabbed.
You don't have to speculate as we see the training staff working on that left knee right here.
But oh man, especially when you go down without contact being made.
Yep, when you don't have the contact. And again, the St. Francis Cougar team will all take a knee on the sideline. That's a sign of a class organization right there. Reflective of their head coach. Again, Nick Murray, the junior out of Mantino, with an apparent left knee injury, and he's going to have to be aided off the field with no weight on that left side. It is a first down up to the 25-yard line, so a 20-yard pitch and catch. 3.5 minutes to go, 21-6 the score. The Cougars on top of the Saints. First down for the Cougars after the Nick Murray injury. Crable. Pressure on, steps up.
He almost got it again.
Yeah, down he goes. First sack of the game for the Saints. Apparently that was Tariq Thurman, the defensive end, picking up his second sack. I believe also there was Mason DeLong.
He came a couple inches away of stripping that ball down. He was pulling on it. And watch Crable take it. Watch Thurman come from your left side. Watch, and he pulls it out and see it just,
Yeah, it bobbled inside those arms. But here we go. Crable throwing again, and this one is incomplete. It was caught, but out of bounds. Could not corral the interception. Had his hands on it as he was going out of bounds. The ball was off of the receiver's fingertips.
Wow.
And into the safety's hands, but he could not hold on for a Saints interception.
I'm screaming pick it off as soon as it goes up. Let's see if he keeps his feet in bounds. And a catch. One. That's dead. That's
unless that left foot was on the line.
Baloney. The left foot was down before the low 8 line.
Bryant Perry, the substitute who came in.
Watch. I don't know.
Left foot is awful close.
Where's the official? How's he going to call that?
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt here. Incomplete, third down and 12. Crable in the shotgun again, passing situation, 3-step drop. Here comes more pressure, fires left side.
That's short.
And, there might be a flag. Yep, here it comes. That was so far over the intended receiver, Rocky James's head. They're going to have to discuss this one, I think. They might be saying, well, if he didn't push him.
Both guys were jockeying for position. There's a lot of hand fighting.
I don't think James knew where the ball was.
There was a lot of hand fighting going on. We'll see at the end. Flag comes in late.
It's a 50-50 call there. That's a killer, man. Having a best defensive series of the game so far.
I thought the ball was picked off on the other sideline.
That's a killer. 2:40 to go in the half, 21-6. First down after the penalty, takes it to the 38-yard line of the Cougars. Here you see number 6, Chris Brown, the defensive back. A homecoming for him last week as he is a California native. There's Matt Crable, transfer quarterback, taking over for the National Player of the Year, Nick Farrer, last year. In the pocket, plenty of time. He's going to run, but he trips on his own feet, and down he goes. Maybe one. No, they're going to say no gain, second down.
I don't know if it's so much of an adjustment as they're playing a little bit tighter coverage. The Saints are in that secondary. That one time they did show a blitz look. We got burned for a long post pattern for a touchdown. But look at there. Crable's got nowhere to go with the ball. He's got absolutely nowhere to go with the ball.
He had plenty of time, though, as you see Zlomi getting double teams all game long. The left tackle and the left guard. Crable again. Corner's a little bit tighter this time. They're going to look long. Nope, they're going to check it down on the left. A big hit out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Making the stop was Hathon Hurdle. The ball was thrown to P.J. Dean on the check down to the running back.
He'll be about 2 yards short.
Yep. They gave him the 47-yard line, so actually 1 yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. And with an All-American running back, that's who you go to here. Oh, actually,
he's not in.
Yeah, Green's not in. P.J. Dean is, and they're going to give him a fullback on the right side. Wingback, I guess. 3rd down and 1. Curry hopping up and down yelling. It's going to be a play action, throwing, and complete to their big wide receiver up to the Saint 45 to Will Chrisman, the 6'6" junior receiver. And they're going to have a hurry-up offense here as we tick under 2 minutes to go in the half. We got to wait for the chains, and here I guess the inexperience of the chain game might work to the Saints' favor.
Well for us.
In the gun, and then the snap to Crable. Firing long for his big receiver. This one's incomplete. Got his left hand on it, but could not bring it in. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 at the Saint 44.
And I'm looking on the sidelines for the Cougars, and I do not
17?
see number 17. Oh, there he is. He's standing right by the coach.
Ready to go in?
Yep. Probably barking in his ear, "Coach, I'm ready. Put me back in."
Clock stopped after the incomplete pass with 1:37 to go. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left here for Crable and his offense.
St. Francis showing blitz.
All the linebackers up on the line. 3 defensive backs. A couple of them drop back. Pitch, catch, and a 1st down. And he breaks the tackle and a blocker. Turns it upfield at the numbers before he's thrown down at the 30-yard line. A pickup of 14 yards and a Cougar 1st down. We're going to have a completion, whatever the completion record is. I'd love to see what that is for the USF Cougars, because that's all he's doing. Crable, again, quick throw. That one is dropped and incomplete. And
he didn't know the ball was out.
And the mouth guard of Dylan Huntley came out as he was popped at the end of that play. He did, he stood up as if he had the ball. Matt Crable, 15 for 18 for 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kids having fun here today.
Oh, it's an outstanding crowd.
Some youth football teams in attendance. 1st down at the Saint 30-yard line for the Cougars. Here's Crable, 3 steps, looking long into the end zone and overthrew his intended receiver, Dan Rixey, by about 3 steps. Brings up 2nd down.
They run, how many routes do they run? They run a hitch, they run an out, they ran a post, and they ran a go. That's about all you've seen.
Yep.
It's just simple go route to the outside.
There's the 3rd down snap. Plenty of time again for Crable. Helmet comes off one of the offensive linemen, but he checks it down to his wing back. He makes a guy miss at the 15. He's wrapped down. And another 1st down via the pass. This one goes to Chris Smith, their big 5'10", 225 fullback.
Tackling. You make the tackle at the initial point of contact. He does not have the 1st down. Lost in coverage. He's looking. Lost coverage on the man out to the outside, the running back.
A timeout on the field.
Watch. He's looking downfield. Crabbe's looking. Look where he looks for the check down, and there's nobody out here. But compounding that, watch. Nobody's out there. If we make the contact and the tackle right there, then they don't have enough for the 1st down.
Appreciate everyone tuning in. GoFightingSaints.com, live on YouTube and Facebook, and got the live stats if you want to punch that up at GoFightingSaints.com. We're on the radio at WCSF in Joliet. Got a tweet from Grayson Barnett, last year's kicker, graduated.
Is he back in Florida?
I would assume.
Is he playing like
North
10
Carolina,
sports?
perhaps?
10 sports right now? Wasn't he like a multi-sport guy?
Yes, I'm sure. I think a lot of these guys were.
No, but I mean, he took it to extreme, like mountain biking, rope climbing, or whatever the heck those guys do.
He took offense to about Josh Holberry mixing it up as the kicker, and he said, "I beg your pardon, Nick. You know USF kickers hold their own and like to mix it up." I don't know if I remember Grayson mixing it up like that. Do you?
But the point is, the guy's from England and he plays soccer. That's
the first time he's ever been up against.
The point I'm trying to make. Not a dig on Grayson.
No, nothing against Grayson and Luke from last year. Crable throwing again. Again, it's caught, and there we go. Finally, a tackle on the initial hit. That one from Bryant Berry, the backup corner who came in due to the injury.
They're going to burn a timeout. The Cougars are 50 seconds left to go.
I don't remember Grayson or Luke or any other St. Francis kicker getting up off the ground and looking to fight with somebody. That's exactly what Josh did.
Emails can be sent to Mr. Nick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my. Notice to everybody.
That's not the worst thing.
I did not say that. I want to take full disclosure on that.
It's not saying they're not tough or they weren't willing. I'm just saying I don't remember it is all. This is going to stand out for me. Timeout on the field with 50 seconds to go.
And let's watch this
is
again.
The return again. Yeah,
but watch this. now, Grayson, if you're listening at home.
I hope he's watching.
Now, he said that you didn't do this. And watch this.
This part here.
No.
Let's go.
He definitely said you didn't do any of that. So I'm backing you up, brother. So don't be calling me or texting me. You know who to go to on that one.
Oh, that's good stuff. Under a minute to go in the half. We'll have a halftime show back at WCSF with Andre coming up in a little bit. Take our break here. Thanks to Mrs. Luquetta for our bagged lunch again.
I love that woman.
Yeah, she's great. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 5 at the 10-yard line for USF Indiana. Crable looking for the fade into the corner.
That's offensive pass interference.
Incomplete. They're trying to pick on Barry again, but he's holding his own here.
You never see the offensive guy, if they're even, get called for offensive pass interference. It's always when they catch the ball in front. Watch his hands pushing off right there to get up. And he was out of bounds. That's why the ref threw his hat, because if he would have came down with it, it would have been out of bounds.
Bryant Perry, the corner out of Chicago. Mesabi Range?
I have no idea where that's at.
45 seconds. Clock stop after the incomplete. 3rd down. Here we go. Crable will roll left. Throw across his. Nope.
Get him.
Wrapped up, but he gets free. Cuts back inside and dives forward to the 6. He'll be a yard or two shy. Great coverage by the secondary for the Saints.
And you would think they would let this go down? Oh.
He wants to.
You would let this go down, call your timeout, kick your field goal. No need to rush here if you're the Cougars. No need to rush.
Oh, they are. They're going to rush their kicking unit on. Gavin Gardner, the kicker. Snap good, hold down, kick on the way. Looks good from here. It is not. Wide right.
Wide right.
21-6 the score. We'll have 12 seconds. Maybe the kickoff return into play, maybe two. We'll see how the kick return goes.
First real mistake they made. They were out of timeouts, but they still have 12.4 seconds left to go. Until the kicker is set, what difference does 5 yards mean from this point? 5 yards, now they can kick it a 50-yard field goal. So 5 yards is really nothing right there.
See if the... Oh, there's no kick return. What am I thinking after the missed field goal? So the Saints will come on. Do you think they're just, it looks like they're just going to...
I would take a knee and go back in.
Yep, they're going to down it. Snap, and there's the knee, and that will take us eventually to halftime. There we go. So 2 corners in the books. The Saints at home, their home opener of the 2018 season against the #1 ranked and defending NAIA champion St. Francis, Indiana. 21-6 is the score. We got some things to build on, some things to work on too. We're going to discuss those things coming up in about 15 minutes. We'll go back to the radio station. Andre can take it over from there, give you an update, see what's going on across college football. Take a look at some of the other information out there worth sharing with you. We'll take a break here on the live stream as well. Again, your halftime score, 21-6. Back in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, it's your USF Fantasy making their 2018 debut. And now let's welcome the Tri-City Wolverines onto the field.
How you feeling, Derek? It's tough to be down there. You got the football players running into you.
I know, it's not the best Zoom on there.
There was somebody people walking by, I don't know who they were from.
As long as the defense get good shots.
Kids are nothing but trouble. These kids are running around. Heard them on the mic.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You guys happen to know how to get the game streaming online?
You know, he would know.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I've got my father watches game on Ranch's play. Any idea how to get it on the
Yeah, YouTube. If you look up Go Fighting Saints or University of St. Francis, it should show up the live stream of that or stream
It should show right up.
It should show up. If you go to their page, it's on there.
And not Facebook even?
Yeah. Facebook Live as well. So,
okay.
But, yeah, it should be anything.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah.
He parks in handicap now. He's got to stick around.
I heard that. You know, he's got one med golf swing though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the handicap so he don't hurt his You guys ever put the bat back in his new office?
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Rick's got
He's already got 10. Yeah, it's really embarrassing. We were taking pictures, Brian was like, getting one of those, take pictures of the dress and had to walk out to see to get dressed. Let's go, Holberg! Walk out as we walk in the
For my right eye is okay because it's an icon.
Brian was
The side is just like cheers, like keeps cheering at it.
and then I have my camera like this, and I'm just looking at the footage, and I'm just like, they see me, and I'm just like, just watching the base. I'm like, well, we start walking, so you know how when you walk in a hotel, there's a closet just at the door, so you can walk in. He gets to the closet and walks down. So he gets to the closet, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I saw that. Cool. I have to reawaken.
It gets even better. It's all you had was the lighting and the lights. You just had like a 22 millimeter. That's all you shot. And it came to the sleep floor. Well, that's a trick.
Now tackle somebody!
The dude just stood in the ceremony. He stood right there. Yeah, 7 and then went back. Yeah, the shot was this dude just filmed off the ceremony. He stood right there. Sounds like a lot. Yeah. Work together and
Maybe 3.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the dudes, they just got this small lenses. You got to talk. They run the show, so you can run around. I got a small lens.
It's fall break t-shirts and first week and second week.
I'm good. Thank you. I'm good.
As we drove past there.
Reminder, stadium concessions are available on the west side, directly under the middle of the bleachers. Included menu items, burgers, hot dogs, homemade pizza slices, Pasco sticks, nachos, candy, chips, TCBY, Starbucks iced coffee, water pop, and
Welcome back to the west side of Joliet Memorial Stadium, ATI Field. Yankees lead Turbo with you at halftime. 21-6 is our score. The number one team in the country, the Cougars of St. Francis, on top in this one. And nothing fancy, man. They're just doing it. They, as in St. Francis, Indiana, going out and just taking what the Saints are giving them.
Bread and butter, vanilla ice cream, but they do it very well. Take a look at some first half stats. First downs, St. Francis, Indiana 18. We only have 5. Passing yards, Indiana 234. We've only passed the ball for 29 yards. Total offense in the first half, the Cougars ran 45 plays for 306 yards. We ran 22 plays for just 67. They held the ball for over 18 minutes, in the first half. For the Cougars, Justin Green, their All-American, only 12 carries for 36 yards and a touchdown. Passing, Matty Crable was 18 out of 25 for 234 yards. Dwayne Milton got a big run in the first play of the game. He has carried the ball for us 10 times for 52 yards. Passing-wise, Aaron Ellis 4 out of 7 for 29 yards along with 17. So like I told you before in the first half, it seems like it's a game of keep away in terms of they just do whatever they want to on offense. The thing that I like is that we got that big strip at the end of the first half to get us back, in this ball game to get us a touchdown there. But we have to get something going offensively, find something that's going to click, going to work. They don't do too many schemes defensively, so we have to do that. And also we have to make some kind of adjustment. We just can't let them pitch and catch down the field and control the ball for 5, 6, 7 minute drives.
So what have you noticed about the Cougar defense that you can even attempt to exploit? I mean, even Coach Curry beforehand said they just don't have very many weaknesses out there.
No, they don't. But the thing I like is their linebackers are very good, especially the inside too. But their defensive linemen keep the offensive line off the linebackers so they can flow to the play.
And as far as the defense is concerned for St. Francis, obviously they've been picking on the secondary. The secondary's been playing off those wide receivers, quite a big cushion, 8 to 10 yards, pretty much exclusively. Do you think they're going to have to bring that in and just risk them going over the top?
You're going to have to gamble. The one time we showed blitz, they ran post behind us for a touch. But you're going to have to sit there. I don't think that the Cougars are going to sit there and pass the ball as much as they did in their first half. But you can't let them complete. Let's go a little press, make him think a little bit.
Cougars on the field right now, finishing their stretches. We're going to get going here in just a little bit. It should be Cougar basketball. I'm already getting into basketball mode. Cougar football.
I'm not even on a baseball season yet, and you're going into basketball.
Some things just never leave your blood. Don't you know how that goes?
Yep.
St. Francis should be kicking it off with the linebacker, Josh Holberry, I'm assuming, doing the honors here. And, of course, if you missed the first half, besides the strip and score for St. Francis defense, Josh Holberry mixing it up after a kickoff and a return for the Cougars. The play of the game, that was pretty entertaining. And
Do you think he's a cult hero in England now?
Now he is. I think I'm pretty sure the Queen is watching and probably said, "Wow, Josh, you need to come back and represent us the way you're representing the Saints." I think that's probably how it went.
Okay.
What up, Queen, by the way? Lizzie, that's what I call her.
All right, on a nickname basis with her?
Yeah,
Nice. I did not know that.
She likes to go by Lizzie.
I did not know that.
83 Holberry will do the honors for St. Francis, and the return man, Justin Green, who sat out a series or two, didn't appear to be injured or anything like that. He was standing next to their head coach the entire time. He back into the game, and he will return the second half kickoff. 21-6 our score, the Cougars on top. Like we mentioned before, 14 returning starters, 8 of them on offense, 6 of them on defense for the boys in white today. Of course, Nick Farrer, their quarterback the last couple of years, the reigning NAI Player of the Year. All he did last year in their national championship run was 68%, 3,925 yards, and 38 touchdowns.
That's pretty good.
And they got another good one back there right now thanks to a transfer. Here we go, second half underway. It is a muffed kickoff there. It'll be picked up at the 5 by Green. He's got plenty of time, picks it up and puts on the burners on the right sideline to the 30. 40-yard line blocker in front of him, past the 50 to the 40 of the Saints before he's pushed out of bounds. A flag comes in late. Even after the bobbled catch, Green takes it about 55 yards.
And that's in an area where it's blocking back, but it upsets your timing because everybody on the coverage team just stops for a minute because you don't think he's going to take it up. He just takes it up to the right sideline, gets a block. Let's see if we can pick up the flag here. They're talking about it right now. Oh, they're going to call that a block in the back.
Yeah, St. Francis is walking back, the St. Francis Cougars are walking backwards, so we'll get the call here from one of our officials. It is on St. Francis, Indiana. That's another thing you can hang your hat on for the Saints today. Very clean game.
And that's a sign of a what? A well-coached football team.
So they mark it 15 from the spot of the foul, which was right at the end of the return. So the ball goes back to the St. Francis, Indiana 49-yard line. Still fantastic field position for an offense that doesn't necessarily need it. There's Matt Crable, number 3, their transfer quarterback from Grand Valley State. Just wasn't happy with the amount of playing time he got there. Transferred, and he found a home, I think it's safe to say. He'll take the snap in the shotgun. A little bit low, and a flag comes in. It's going to be a pre-snap penalty. It's going to be a false start, another one, and that's going to be something that Coach Donnelly's not going to be very happy about. They're starting to rack up the penalty yardage.
A little bit. Usually at this point of a game, that leads me to believe that's a loss of concentration.
So that'll be 5 penalties for 49 yards for St. Francis, Indiana. There's Coach Donnelly, 21st season, over 200 wins. The helm of the Cougars. He's an old ball coach, isn't he?
A little bit.
Here's Crable in the gun. He's going to hand off to Green, sweeping left.
Nice play.
And he is hit and taken down back at the 40. That's going to be a loss of 4 yards. The hit and tackle for a loss by Antonio Jameson, the junior linebacker.
I like it because he goes inside out, but he keeps his outside arm free. And that's how you make this tackle. Watch. He comes inside out. You see him on the bottom of your screen come up. Watch. Outside arm free. That's a nice job.
Second down and 18 now. 14-14. We're just underway here in the third quarter. And they've been very successful through the air. And there's another passing opportunity here on second down and long. Crable, nope, they're going to draw it. And nice tackle
play.
made right at the line of scrimmage. Coming up and making the play was Mike Rubin. Picture perfect tackle from the sophomore from Joliet Catholic.
If he doesn't make that play, that's good for 20 yards. If he does not make that tackle, that's good for 20 yards. And watch it come up underneath. If he doesn't make that,
see ya.
It's on the right sideline.
And I'd say that was a point of contention in the first half. The tackling a bit suspect, especially the first defender at the point of attack not making the play. Corners are tight, and now they back off at the snap. Rolling right, Crable, looking right, and it might have skipped in. They'd say it did. Incomplete pass, 4th down and long. Right at the first down marker, and Dan Rixey couldn't get his hands underneath it.
That's the start you wanted, a 3 and out. Watch, He plants, and I don't know if he catches his ball, if he has enough for the first down. No, he wouldn't have.
That was a bounce, yep. Just what the defense ordered up, a 3 and out. First time they've done that today. First time they've forced them to punt at all. So we'll see Joe Nepper out there, the junior out of Fort Wayne, another local product. Recruiting very well out of that northeast Indiana, northwest Ohio area around Fort Wayne. The wind howling right in the face of the punter here, left to right. Punt is angled left, and that's a bad one. Let's see where the officials mark it. The Saints are pointing at the 42, and there's no way the officials are going to go right exactly where the Saints are going to tell them. So they're going to say all the way back to the 35. But actually the ball was like bounced before, out of bounds before the 35.
You know,
that's not even close.
Do you know how they do this? You know how they mark it?
Guessing?
No. The referee stands by the punter. All right, where he sees it cross, he points like this. And then the back judge walks up to the sideline.
It bounced right at the end of the benches, and that's exactly like where the 35 is. So where that can't be where it crossed. All right, well, the Saints will have it. Still a good field position here for Aaron Ellis. He's throwing out route and caught by Velo at the 40. Nice little chunk of yards, 5-yard pickup to Ray. His second grab, I believe. Third catch of the game.
That's
for Ray.
all you want.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they did to us in the first half.
You bet. We'll take that all day. Stay on the field. Second down and 5. Ellis again, the play action. Quick pass left side. That one's caught and a first down. 2 passes, 2 first downs. This one to 87. That is Isaiah Williams, who had a nice game last week out of Brentwood, California. A little bit of homecoming for him. Had 3 catches, 32 yards. Averaged 10 yards per catch. First down. Ball at the Saint 48-yard line. Make it the 46-yard line, apologies. 12 minutes to go, third quarter. Only touchdown of the game for St. Francis of Illinois has been a strip and a score. Another quick out, another quick catch. And this one's going to go for nearly 10 yards, but it comes out and it was picked up. Ooh, Saints got away with one as Ray Velo was there in the right place at the right time. That one came out of the hands of Williams. Whew.
It certainly did.
That's an 8-yard pickup after the fumble.
Watch, it's just another hitch route. Gets it. You got to secure that catch.
They're going
what he
after the
did.
football,
He stripped it out. He stripped it out. Yes, he did. The ball right there. You see the ball right there.
Cougars didn't know about it. Ray Velo is the only one who saw that ball come out, thankfully for the Saints. Second down and 2. Oh, you be careful. How about a little pump fake here, huh? Milton will go from the right hip to the left hip of Ellis. Second down play, they hand off to Milton. There he goes, right through the hole. And a first down up to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 6 yards for the transfer from NIU. First down.
Just keep the chains moving. That's all you want. Nothing fancy. Control this clock. Got a nice job by your defense the first series against the Cougars, and here in the second half, again a 3 and out. Now your offense is taking advantage. Watch. Nothing fancy. Stay behind your blocks. Get your 4 or 5.
First down, 39-yard line of the Cougars. Aaron Ellis looking back at the cards, being held up, and he's going to bark out some instructions to Brandon Ruffin left side, along with Matt Brockman, the big boy, the tight end. Snap, looking right, firing, and there's some miscommunication there. He was waiting for Ray Velo to cut out, but Velo went in, and thankfully that falls incomplete.
Anytime you miss throw to the outside, you're always afraid of that cornerback stand right there, and there's nobody in front of him, and that would have been a pick 6.
Incomplete, second down. Got to flip the card there. There you go. Blitz shown in the middle. They're going to bring one linebacker. Nice chip by the running back. Ellis some time. He's going to split to the right, and he'll take a shot, and he'll pick up about 3 yards. And that's something that they've been working on Aaron Ellis with, is his scrambling ability. He's not a runner. He likes to sit back there and throw. Donnie Butkus, on the other hand, not afraid to run it at all, which is why he's redshirted for 2 years, but they're working on that with him.
But the wide receivers got to do a better job of coming back to the quarterback and giving him a lane to throw it. Usually when you run scramble drills in practice, one guy goes short, one guy goes long. You know that they didn't get any help from the wide receiver that time.
He picks up 4, so third down and 5 at the Cougar 35-yard line. 10 minutes to go. We're 5 minutes into the third quarter. See Matt McCarthy there hopping up and down, the offensive coordinator with the brown hat. Again, blitz being shown, and they bring 2 extra guys. Aaron Ellis steps up, dumps it down to Milton. Nice check down, and he'll pick up a first down and more to the 22-yard line. And that is a pickup of 13 yards and a first down for the Saints. A beautiful check down by Aaron Ellis to Dwayne Milton.
It was almost a forward flip, kind of like Aaron Rodgers does that stuff all the time. But he does a nice job just flipping out there. He looked like he wanted to run it to the left side after the coverage broke down. But now he just flips to Milton and get enough for the first down.
Milton's first catch of the game. First catch of the season. Aaron Ellis has Johnson on his left hip and Milton on his right. First down. Hand off to Milton again. Cuts inside and again goes forward inside the red zone to the 17-yard line. Another pickup of 5 yards for the Saints offense. And they're going to bring in the big boy here, Matt Brockman, the senior out of Montini, in place of the running back Johnson. There's number 2, Dwayne Milton. See him again here in action.
He does a nice job staying behind his blockers. His offensive line does a real nice job. Got bent over backwards, but still secured the ball.
Second down and 5. First time inside the red zone, I believe, here for St. Francis of Illinois. Yes, it is. Again, they're going to run with Milton. Not a lot of room there. Second effort. Picks up another 3 yards, though, inside the 15-yard line. So it's going to be third down and 2 for St. Francis.
I'm guessing this has got to be 4-down territory. You've had a nice drive.
Could take some points here. I wouldn't be mad about that. Oh, but they haven't moved the sticks yet. That's just because they haven't moved the sticks yet.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, it's first game for everybody here.
Third down and 2. The ball at the 14-yard line of the Cougars. As deep as they gone inside St. Francis territory. Again to Milton. Again an inside run. And
from where they're marking,
I'm not sure. He's going to be pretty short, yeah. He'll be about a yard short. Fourth down and 1. Aaron Ellis tried to sell it a bit. Didn't quite work. And Donnie Butkus will come in here on fourth down. So will Jordan Smith. They're going to go with some big boys in the backfield there. Jordan Smith, Mike Johnson. They bring in the big guy Tariq Thurman as well as a fullback on the right side.
He's a yard and a half short.
Yes, he is. Fourth down, and I think they're going to go for it here. Just a straight run. What do you think?
Yep.
How about you roll Donnie out here? Under center is Butkus. In motion, Milton. Jet sweep. They give it to him. He's got the edge. Turns upfield. First down at the 10-yard line.
He got clipped from behind, and he almost didn't make it. Not what I was expecting, but Milton does a nice job of jet sweep action to the left, going in motion. Watch him gain the edge right here.
Nice
and
job by Mike Johnson and Matt Brockman with some nice blocks on the edge. And now it's first down and goal at the 10-yard line. First down. Well, every time they go 1 more yard, it's going to be the furthest they've been all game. So first time it's been first and goal. They're going to go 4 wide out here now. Look for the fade to Ruffin. Where's he at? He's in the slot left. There's the snap to Aaron. Into the end zone. Ruffin there. Touchdown! And he ties the career record for touchdowns in a career with 22, tying Lexus Jackson.
That looked like that was almost too easy. Gets inside position on the cornerback. Comes in there. Ellis lets him clear past the linebacker. Puts it where only he can catch it. Extra point here is huge. Makes it a 1-possession game.
Ellis is the holder. Snap good, hold down. Holberry's boot is true. 21-13. We got ourselves a ball game here.
I'm laughing because you never see guys who kick the PAT go that fast. He was like 1,000,000 miles an hour. Brandon Ruffin, congratulations, son. That's a nice job. Have ourselves a ball game here, boys and girls.
We sure do. They're down 8 now, 21-13, 6:42 to play third quarter. Could this half started any better?
No, you got the 3 and out.
Yeah.
You had a nice drive. You converted some third downs. You played pitch and catch. You got some great running from Milton.
12 plays, 65 yards, 6.5 minutes. A beautiful drive by Aaron Ellis, Don Butkus and company. The running game kept the chains moving. The passing game got them into the end zone, and it's a career day a historical day for him as he ties Lexus Jackson for most touchdowns in a career here at St. Francis with 22 and counting. Oh, by the way, he's a junior.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Yeah. He'll be around for a little while. Congratulations there, 80. It's going to be a short pooch kick right side. They're going to return from the 15-yard line. Their linebacker, Pearson Harnish, will do the honors, and a flag will come in. We've seen some chippiness at the end of plays, especially on special teams.
Now, we had talked about that in the pregame, Nick, about if you can fair catch the ball inside the 20, you get the ball automatically at the 25. So we said that's almost like a no-brainer. Let's see where he catches this ball.
The 15. 10 yards. If you fair catch that, you get 10 more yards.
You get 10 more yards. Plus, you don't get a risk of fumbling.
Right. No-brainer. Well, another penalty on Indiana. Wow. So now they're going to march it back to the 18-yard line. So even more reason you don't risk the penalty.
Yes, Holberry!
And the people still yelling out Josh Holberry's name.
We've created a monster, sir.
In one play, he has become a cult hero here in Joliet. I love it. First down inside their own 20 now is Matt Crable and company here for Indiana. Play action. Running, throwing, caught, and stuck in a pickup of 8. Jordan Schmeling, his first catch of the game. Second down and 2. They'll make it 2nd and 1. They give him 9.
Moving Crable a little bit on the pocket, giving him a little rollout option on that play.
Breaking news, Serena Williams loses in the U.S. Open final to Naomi Osaka. Second down and 1 yard to go. Crable's going to hand off to Green. He'll be patient, jets through the hole and picks up the first down. A gain of about 4 yards. Stopped on the play by Mason DeLong, who's had a nice game.
We just can't let him play keep away from us, though, Nick. We can't let him have 3 and 4, 5 first downs here and eat the clock up.
I get that ball back for sure. Mason DeLong, along with Mike Grubin, leading the team in tackles so far today with 7. Pearson Harnish has 8 for St. Francis, Indiana. Here's Crable to throw again. Double move outside. Looking long. Safety's there, but they drops it right in on a dime. But it was knocked away at the last second by Malik Thurman. Malik Thurman's hit jarred that ball loose.
And they're talking about it. Oh, the one guy says, I got a catch.
A catch and a fumble or incomplete?
No, he said incomplete. The guy waved off.
Yep, it was Dan Rixey there. That's a pretty close play. They should talk about that.
Well, they should talk about that, and here's why. You got one guy, that's his job if it's a catch. Now, if he goes to his partner, the official, and says, what'd you see? This is what I got. That's different. But one guy says, I got a catch, and the guy from behind the play, watch. Action, down, he's throwing it, and the guy in the back judge has got catch. Now, here's a collision. Side catch.
That's incomplete. That's a good call. Yep, good job. Second down and 10. They hand off to Green. Looking for the right side. Nothing is there. Door closed on the right side of the offense by 36 for St. Francis. Cody Randa.
That's a nice job by Randa. Strings it out and doesn't let Green to get number 1, a cutback lane, and number 2, get to the edge, get to the outside to the sideline, and take it down the sideline.
Cody Randa needs to be good. He needs to be that good all season long. He was a league all-conference last year. Led the team, or second in the team in tackles last week. And he needs to be good for this defense to be good. Third down and 9. Here we go. They're going to rush 3. Crable throwing across the middle, and it is at the 45. Incomplete pass. The referee comes in from behind the play and says, no, that was caught on a hop.
Now we're going to have another discussion about this. This is ridiculous. One guy waves it off. There is no replay here. Watch. In there.
Oh, that's for sure hit the ground. Yeah, absolutely.
The back judge has got it.
If they want to come up here and take a look, we can show them.
Ground. No catch. Good.
Yeah, they're going to talk. They gave us the last call. I always get nervous about that. They did. Yep, they gave him the catch.
How could that happen when one guy says, I got no catch? All right? I got no catch. Let's see it again. Boys and girls at home, watch. He throws over the middle. Let's see, ball. It looks like it hit the ground.
Sure does. It looked like it from here, but they give it to him. First down at the Cougar 44-yard line. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Saints trail by 8. Handoff to Green. Fill the gaps, and
Nice
he's hit
play
at the
again.
line. Down he goes. Among the tacklers again was Rio Strama. Looked like Mason DeLong was in the mix as well.
And we got
so
a
was
penalty
Cody Randa.
flag down on something here.
Well, it's been St. Francis, Indiana, with racking up all the yellow flags here. Let's see what this one was about. 36, Cody Randa. There's our official. Unsportsmanlike conduct called on St. Francis, and you want a way to kill momentum, that's how you do it.
And I didn't see what happened after the play, but they called on Cody Randa.
Had 15 yards. A great defensive play. You've been playing good defense all half.
I'll bet you $1 to a donut he was barking still about that incomplete call. I'll bet you that's what it was. Because I didn't see anything physical. But I bet you $1 million he was barking about that call.
That moves it into St. Francis, Illinois territory up to the 40-yard line. Clock rolling at 4:09. Play action, looking to throw. Post route, it is caught and complete at the 25-yard line. Pick up a 15 and another Indiana first down. And another whistle that's going to stop the clock as we move the chains. And we have a Saint down on the field as well. Slow to get up here is Hathon Hurdle, the sophomore out of Lockport. He's had a nice game so far, so we already have one starter, Nick Murray, who is injured and had to come out of the game. See what Hathon, he's up on one knee right now.
The Cougars, they don't panic, though. You know what? The second half couldn't have started any worse for them, but now they're, back and sync on this drive.
That penalty was big, man. The defense was playing so well.
Know, if we talk to him after the game, I'll guarantee you that's what it was. Because there's no late hit. There's nothing after the play. There's no pushing or shoving.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was a physical penalty either. I think you're right. First down for Indiana at the Saint 25. Snap, give to Green, and fill in the gaps there. Here come the Saints. They take him down behind the line again, trying to get the ball out. Can't quite do it that time. And making the play for St. Francis, Antonio Jameson again.
Great backside pursuit. Great stopping at the point of attack. Watch, Green's got nowhere to go. Lead up the middle, tackle the block. Now look at one guy inside, one guy outside, another guy from the outside. That's great team pursuit.
Malik Thurman also in on the play. That goes for a loss of 4, almost 5 yards. So second down and a long 14 here. 3:07 to go in the third quarter. 21-13. It's an 8-point lead for the national champs. Crable looking, firing, end zone, has a man open, and it is incomplete. Oh! What a play. Bryant Berry closing speed on the outside and knocks it away at the last second. He just wiped 6 points off the board. Heck of a play by Bryant Berry, the junior.
Look for a split second, Nick, that it was going to be a touchdown because he had it. Now watch, he's in the trail position. Watch him go up. Battle, 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 battle. No!
I think the wind knocked that one down. If there was no wind, that one sails about a yard or two further. He probably catches that ball. And he is slow to get up. Bryant Perry as well. We have a third and long situation upcoming as soon as we get our training staff out there to look at number 4. Art Campos, the head trainer there in the hat, getting his steps in today.
You know, they're bringing the golf cart back in baseball.
Yeah.
You know, for the relief pitchers. Couldn't we get like a golf cart to go out there? Or Segway, you know, so we don't have to run, you know, out there. I mean, not for the players, for the train staff to get out there. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Next week, we are on the road down in Quincy, Illinois to take on Quincy University. That is a 5 o'clock game. You can hear that on WCSF as well as GoFightingSaints.com. And then it's home for 2 games, the 22nd and 29th, Siena Heights, and then St. Ambrose with the first Midwest League game of the season. Good opportunity to take a look at our trivia question this week, and it revolves around the offense. Let's take a look at that question. Which former record-setting quarterback is now back in Illinois as an assistant coach at Monmouth College? We will answer that after this play. Take a look. There's a big hint in there.
Just so you know, I did know this, and you didn't show me the answer before the game.
Take a look at that. 3rd down and long here. Big play for the St. Francis defense. Check down, left side. It's a screen. It's
nice
caught and down at the 17-yard line. Back to the original line, maybe a yard more. So it's going to be 4th down and 9.
There's a flag down again.
And again, some Saints are slow to get up. Limping now is Mike Grubin, one of the who's having a great game, and he's going to have to limp off the field. That's not good. Seems like every play. That's like 2 or 3 plays. We've had a Saint limp off.
They're going to call personal foul, hands to the face. Yep, personal foul, hands to the face, Cougars.
Oh, on St. Francis of Indiana again. Wow. And not only is Grubin limping off the field, but Tariq Thurman is holding his arm. Becoming a mash unit here very quickly. Oh, another killer penalty. But they're declining it to take the 4th down and 9.
Yeah, make a decision.
If they do decide to kick, it's into the wind, but I don't see that happening. Nope, they're going to go here. 4th down and 9. They've been very good. St. Francis, Indiana is 2 for 2 on 4th downs today. This one the longest of the 3. Crable, pressure, hit once, and down he goes! Sacked by Chris Johnson, the linebacker out of IC Catholic, and another Saint slow to get up. Also in on that, Mason to Long. I think Mason applied the initial pressure.
Good coverage downfield, looking close.
There's Mason, and then I made a mistake on the number. That was number 52 for St. Francis, DeAndre Marcelin.
And number 52, Alex Loman.
First down for the Saints. The defense comes through again.
Camper right there.
All right, the Saints offense a chance here. They are down 1, 2:33 to go, and this is the time because the wind is at your back. Aaron Ellis in at quarterback. Snap, play action, looking to throw, going long and nearly incomplete. A flag coming in. It's going to be pass interference. It's going to be pass interference on the Cougars. They didn't turn around to look at that ball as Matt Brockman is streaking down the left sideline.
Oh, they're going to call it against St. Francis? They're going to call us against us? Where did that come from?
Oh, they wave it off?
Why is your boyfriend not here today? Oh, there you are.
I think they waved off the penalty.
No, they're marching it back.
Oh, I did not see that. Oh, unless it was a holding on.
No, they said pass interference.
Big Matt Brockman, the tight end.
Well, you can't miss him.
He's going to line up in the slot right now. Oh, man. First and 25 now. That makes this a lot harder job, especially when they bring some pressure from their All-American linebackers. They bring one extra. Firing has Brockman, but he dropped the football.
You ask him, and I'm sure he's going to say he should have caught that one.
That's me. 2:25 to go. Second down and 25.
Watch where his head goes. He just turns his head at the last. Yep. Didn't secure the catch. Watch it all the way in.
Blake Schumacher there, the safety coming up. Maybe you heard footsteps. 4 wideouts. Aaron Ellis behind that line. And the shotgun has Milton on his left hip. There's the snap, play action again. They're going to throw left, and this one is intercepted. Return 10, 5 touchdown. That series was doomed from the beginning. Wilmer Cole, their returning cornerback, the senior, with the pick 6 with 2:15 to go. The first turnover of the season for St. Francis.
Looks like he just threw it right into coverage. Just see if the receiver slips. No, he wasn't even ready for it.
Hey, he threw that one into a bunch of people.
Wide receiver never turn around and look for the ball.
Gardner on to kick it for the Cougars. And it's good. 28-13. St. Francis defense playing very well this second half, but a huge penalty on the offense in the pick 6. There's Matt McCarthy, the offensive coordinator, obviously not very happy.
Offensive pass interference, penalty, then you throw a pick 6 because the wide receiver doesn't turn around.
And both athletic trainers' tables are filled with Saints players right now. You're looking at Jake Pott right there, and as we zoom out, you'll see another defensive linebacker, Mike Rubin, getting his ankle taped back up. Coach Curry talking, kind of pounding on the chest of Jake Pott there, like, come on, brother. 2:15 to go. Plenty of time here still. Just down 2 scores. 28-13. Ruffin to the left. And I believe that's Dwayne Milton. Or is that 9? Is it 2 or 9? Can't tell. Wind picking up a bit here as the clouds darken a bit. I believe that is Milton and Ruffin back to return here for the Saints. Yep, number 2, Dwayne Milton. They opt for a very short kick into the wind. Got to be careful here.
Pick it up.
It is an onside kick if they can get it, but thankfully a Saint there. Pere Barberin leaping up high and making the grab.
The longer you let that ball bounce around on the field, the bigger problems you're going to have with it.
I mean, St. Francis is really stacked in running back as we take a look at this de facto onside kick here. Barberin's the only one that say, hey, boys, we need to catch this ball. But not only do you have Milton, the transfer in, but you have Jordan Smith and Mike Johnson and Pray Barberin. First down for St. Francis offense. Need to make something happen here. They give it to Milton between the tackles. He'll pick up 3. 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Do not have to panic here.
Nope.
Time is not the issue.
No matter what happens here, you're giving the 2-time defending national champion and unanimous number 1 team in the country a ball game right now. Second down, they gave him 4, so second down and 6 for the Saints. Some adjustments by the wide receivers. There's a snap back to Ellis. Firing long for Ruffin. Oh, just outside of his grasp, through his fingertips. And incomplete, looking for the home run ball, and it was that close. I've been waiting for that all game long.
One-on-one coverage to the top side. Let's see how close this was. Nice ball by Ellis. just maybe, half the league for football.
I still think the wind had something to do with that, too. The wind is playing with the passing game for both teams here. You can hear it, and it's blowing left to right across the TV or computer or iPhone or whatever you're watching this on. 90 seconds to go here in the third. Third down and 6. They're going to bring 4. Ellis standing in the pocket. Pressure coming. Steps up. Down he goes. It's a sack. They'll lose 4, so it's going to be 4th down and a long 9 in a punt situation here as you're going to have to put this one into the jet stream.
Had nowhere to go with the football. Looked to his left, looked to his right. There was no check down available, so try scramble, keep the play alive. Let's see him. Watch, he's looking left. Now he's going to come back to his right. Nothing there. He's going to try to scramble out of it. Just not enough time.
Eric Dunton, the preseason All-American linebacker with the sack. Here's Holberry, gets it off quickly.
Spin.
Low line drive, but it is returnable from the 26. But it will only go 3 yards on the return from Matt Komakevich. 33 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 2 weeks ago, St. Francis, Indiana had their first game. It was an easy win for them. 42-9 over Robert Morris. Then they had a bye week last week as St. Francis, Illinois went out to Sacramento, California to take on a D1 FCF's team.
I don't know that you want the bye week that early in your season. You know what I'm saying? Play a game.
It was the earliest opening game for St. Francis, Indiana in their history. On the run, throwing, man, just that easy. Just that easy as it's an 8-yard completion to Jordan Schmeling. You just send someone across the field, Crable's going to find them.
Nothing spectacular.
Like you said, it's vanilla. Nothing great about
it. I'll just throw it in a spot that you can catch it. Pretty good coverage, though, too. That'll be the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, that's going to take us down 28-13. They were there with within one possession. And then a big penalty and a pick 6 gave St. Francis, Indiana the 28-13 score. And we're going to see if the Saints can do something here in the fourth quarter at home against the nation's top-ranked team. We'll be back in 60. You're listening to Saints football on WCSF and GoFightingSaints.com.
Loyola Medicine is the official healthcare provider for the Fighting Saints. We're committed to sports injury prevention, maintaining the health and nutrition of young athletes, and optimizing training and conditioning. Our team includes fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, primary care and emergency medicine physicians, licensed physical therapists, and certified athletic trainers. Our sports medicine program offers day, evening, and weekend availabilities. Caring for body and soul is unique, and it's uniquely Loyola.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a...
And sorry about that, we're back to the action here. We owe you a trivia question answer, which we will get to in our next available opportunity. On the 2nd down and 2, the run up the middle goes for a first down for Jordan, or make that Justin Green. All right, let's get the answer to our trivia question. This former record-setting USF quarterback now back in Illinois as an assistant coach at Monmouth College. The answer is, Coach?
Mr. E.J. White, I believe.
E.J. White, over 10,000 yards here at St. Francis. Obviously, will be he will hold that record for a very long time. Here we go, 1st down and 10 for the Cougars. Crable running right, checks it down, and a heck of a grab that was by Chris Smith, the wingback. He lost it and pinned it against his hip to retain the possession. Heck of a grab.
Checking out some quick third quarter stats. Dwayne Milton, 16 carries, 74 yards for us. Aaron Ellis, 9 out of 16 for just 72 yards. Brandon Ruffin, just one catch today for 10 yards, but went for a tutty.
Second down after the 5-yard completion at the 49-yard line. Every time I look at these passing numbers from E.J. White, it just makes you shake your head. Running with Green, left side, patiently behind his blockers, puts on the burners and picks up a first down, but he is slow to get up. I will never wish injury upon anybody. Let me start off by saying that. But I also wouldn't be terribly sad if he couldn't go.
If he got a little owie and bump, he had to come out of the game for a little bit.
I hope he's fine. He's going to limp off the field, and I hope that young man comes back 100% after today. There you see some of the USF fans as it clouds up a little more. I haven't taken a look at the radar lately, but I know if anyone is keeping an eye on the weather, it's Brendan and Jessica. They got their equipment. They're ready to go for anything. First down and 10 for the Cougars. Handoff. PJ Dean is wrapped up. Nice tackle made by St. Francis.
Handoff to middle to number 35.
Tayaji Billington with the stop.
And there won't be any hurry by the Cougars to sit there and speed the play clock. Don't watch it. They'll milk it down to snap the ball within, under 10 seconds at least.
New running back 35, Eli Wallace, 5'11" sophomore. Snap, play action, quick throw, and it is caught. It'll be just shy of the first down for Rocky James, but man, we got to get up on those guys. And I know that's a lot easier for me to say up here, but it's literally the only thing that's been killing the St. Francis, Illinois defense has been the medium passing game.
Well, it goes against everything you've been taught as a DB. Right, give him a cushion, don't get beat deep.
They're down and short, it goes to Wallace, and he picks up a first down plus about 10 more, knocking on the door of the red zone again, and this is a big drive. If they punch this in, it could be a gut punch to St. Francis, Illinois here.
Kind of a change of pace back, Nick. You know, I mean, he runs between tackles, but he got a little burst.
Yeah, he does. Eli Wallace coming in. I believe he scored a touchdown a couple weeks ago against Robert Morris. 3 minutes into quarter number 4, and we're going to have a penalty. It looks like it's going to be on the Saints. Yep. Starting to lose a little focus out there.
Out of all the penalties you can get, pre-snap for me are my biggest bugaboo. Because you weren't getting beat physically, all right? It's a mental mistake.
Hard to get on him too much, as that was just the fourth penalty of the season, but fourth of the game here as well. Four penalties for 50 yards for the Saints, 6 for 59 for the Cougars. Play action, Crable's going to keep it. He's got a nice block on the outside. 10-5. A penalty comes in at the end. They're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line, but I think we're going to get a block in the back, and that's going to come back.
It's going to come back.
Block in the back or a hold, yeah.
Offensive linemen aren't happy. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Wide receiver on the end right here.
Yep.
Yep, it's Schmeling, you bet. All right, use it. Got to use it. Coach Joe Curry, been with this program for 18 years. As a player, assistant coach, and now the head coach for the past 6 seasons, now in his 7th year, leading the program. St. Francis lifer. Matt Crable, the sophomore transfer quarterback from Grand Valley State, filling the shoes in the National Player of the Year last year. First down and 13. They're going to run it with Wallace left side. And he'll pick up a first down and a touchdown. It goes 26 yards for the score. I think that defense is tired.
I believe so too, but we have no contain that left side. Once he got past the edge, he got to the sideline, he was gone. We lost contain on that one side. See him, he just bounces it out. Watch, there's nobody there, contained, missed tackle, gets around the edge, another missed tackle, and he takes the last 15 yards for a touchdown.
(34-13) is the score. Make it 35-13 with 11 minutes to go. Eli Wallace, his second touchdown of the season. Now your offense really has to make something happen here.
And you got to pick up the pace a little bit too, because you're going to need at least 3 scores to get back in this ball game.
Another long drive by St. Francis, Indiana. 9 plays, 69 yards, 4.5 minutes off the clock.
You know, if you run maybe 65 plays in a ball game, that's a lot. The Cougars had 60 plays through the first 3 quarters for 350 yards of total offense.
Hey folks, the Dollar Center has begun. All hot dogs, burgers, cheeseburgers, and bicycles.
Returners are Milton and Ruffin, standing at the 6 and goal line respectively. 26 first downs for St. Francis, Indiana to 9 for the Saints. That kick's going to go to the 3 yards deep. Ruffin. Ruffin
thought about it, didn't he?
He's not one who likes to touch it back, but he wisely does this time.
And the Saints will take over at their own 25-yard line.
Crable 25 for 35 for 295 and 2 touchdowns. Justin Green on the ground, 20 carries, 51 yards. They're holding the program's all-time leading rusher, Jordan Green, and an All-American running back to 2.5 yards per carry. Rocky James is having a nice game on the outside, 9 catches, 84 yards, and a score. Dan Rixey, 6 catches, 123 and 1. Here's Aaron Ellis stepping up in the pocket, trying to run it. He's going down behind the line for a loss of 2.
You don't have to throw it 12, 15 yards every time. 4 or 5 yards at a pop is okay right now.
Time is starting to become a factor here. Down 22, 35-13.
Number 97, James Jamisi, and number 94, Matt Schwartz. 2-yard loss.
Jordan Smith into the football game at running back. He's on the left side of Aaron Ellis, who's changing the play at the line. Showing blitz, they're going to bring 2 linebackers. Picked up, firing down the middle of the field, and incomplete. Out of the outstretched hands of Ray Velo on the post route. 3rd down and 12 for USF.
Just a nice route, nice throw, just a little bit long. And watch him put the ball right on his hands. Oh, we've had a couple of those today that have just been a little bit off.
Hoping, wishing. Need a big play to get those folks off their seats here. 4 wide receivers. 3rd down and 12. Back at the 23. Again, showing blitz. They don't bring it. They only rush 3, but they get to Aaron. He misses 1, but not the second. They only rushed 3, maybe 4 snuck in there late, but they got there, and again, making the play, Nick Lucas this time. 3 and out, and 4th and a mile.
They just kill you with efficiency. You know, there's not one guy who's more physically talented than anybody else.
They brought that late safety blitz. And Josh Holberry has a bit of a task here in his own end zone and punting against the wind. Snap is a good one. The kick is away. Low kick, probably the best he could do, as it rolls into the hands of the return man at the St. 47. He's wrapped up and taken down by Malik Roberts.
Dan Ringsley with the return for St. Francis, Indiana.
See if the defense can make a special play and get those folks. Oh, I know, sir, I know. It's been a long one so far. See if they can put a smile on your face here. Maybe it'll be him, Haython Hurdle. See there on the side of their helmets, the GG sticker, Gordy Gillespie. The originator of the program back in 87, 86, 87. First down and 10 for the Cougars at the St. 45. Crable going long for the dagger. He's wide open. And a touchdown. 45 yards. He got right by Bryant Perry.
That was too easy. That's a blown coverage right there.
Rocky James on the board again.
Just lost him. Let him go. Nobody there. Thought he had safety help.
It's going to be a long 9 minutes. (41-13). Well, now it's time to see who wants to play some football. Tough spot right now. Down 42-13. Who's going to show the effort? They have a motto here at St. Francis. It's EAT, E-A-T. Effort, attitude, trust. Who's going to put the effort in here when you're down by about 30, 29 points with 9 minutes to go?
Well, it's the same situation they found himself in last week in California, Nick. But that opponent was just a little bit more physical and better than they were.
You see the GG sticker on the helmets. You knew Gordy.
Absolutely. Gordy was a guy who, you talk about Hall of Fames for Coach Donnelly. I think Gordy Gillespie, every other Hall of Fame that you'd ever want to be. But just a peach of a guy, just a great guy, a guy's guy. And when he got here, St. Francis, he already won state championships and national championships. Been sit there to build this program from scratch and do what he did. That man's a legend.
Ruffin's going to let that one go 9 yards deep, and it bounces through the back. 9:12 to go.
Gardner's kick goes to the end zone. The Saints will start their possession at their own 25 yards.
The turnovers have been really a strong suit for St. Francis by not committing them on offense and forcing them on defense. They were plus 13 last year, plus 19 in the final 7 games.
And that's really to help them turn that around a little bit. But you look at the two biggest plays, the strip that we got for a touchdown and also the pick six that they got for a touchdown.
Turnovers. Aaron Ellis with Jordan Smith on his left side. Tariq Thurman goes in motion. They're going to pass it to Tariq. He's going to be hit immediately and pick up about 2 or 3 yards. I'd like to see him get more involved. He's a big body too. I actually thought he was a defensive end. You remember Calvin Brayboy?
Yep.
Tim Smith?
Yep.
And those guys. You see him walking down the hall, you'll swear to yourself that guy's a defensive end. But he lines up a tight end. He catches some passes. Good blocker. Or 89 for the Saints.
Has a couple nice plays on
Malik Roberts. I call him
too.
Thurman. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Malik Roberts. We have a Malik Thurman who plays defense. Pump fake Ellis. Going long down the field and just a bit overthrown to Brandon Ruffin. He's been open a few times, just missed him twice.
We'll see right there, just a miss, the hitch and go. Roll his shoulders. Oh, he had him beat too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He had 2 steps behind him.
8.5 minutes to go. Clock stopped after the incompletion. Bring a linebacker, 4-man pressure across. Malik Roberts, the intended receiver, but thrown at his feet. Incomplete. You see the frustration there by Aaron as well. Brings up 4th down.
Haven't seen a lot of targets for Ray Below, Brandon Ruffin, just a couple here, but nothing, major.
Not a lot of extended drives either. You mentioned the play differential, the amount of plays each team has run. .461 yards of total offense for St. Francis, Indiana. As that punt goes out of bounds near the 50. I think the all-time record for St. Francis is 502.
Really?
I think. Didn't Donnie Butkus could put like 502 up on the first game of the year last year?
Yeah, he did.
Against Morningside. So it'll be first down at the Cougar 49 for St. Francis, Indiana. Snap. They got their backup quarterback in, and he throws out for a completion to Jordan Cannon as they bring in the second teamers. New quarterback is Clay Cenarius, the junior out of Waterford, Michigan.
They just do what they do, don't they? They didn't change their offense. The backup guy comes in. They're still going to run hitch.
Clay Cenarius with the pass complete to number 88, Jordan Cannon. 6-yard pickup.
Andrew Fun.
Second down and 4. Cenarius, the quarterback, looking left this time. Another short passing route is complete, but a yard shy of the first down marker. And again, it goes to Johnny Cooper, his second catch of the game.
Cenarius again to number 8, Johnny Cooper.
I'm guessing, as good as St. Francis, Indiana is, that the wide receivers got to say, hey, coach, can we run a post corner? Maybe a pivot route every once in a while in practice. Because I bet you they run like 100 hitches a day in practice.
Yeah. That play is going to be enough for a first down as they move it across the 40-yard line. We were talking about the best passing completion percentage for St. Francis, Indiana. Number 1 is 9 out of 10. I'm not going to count that one.
You got to
right.
Give me minimum attempts like at 15 or something like that.
Number 2 is 19 for 22, Wesley Huntsucker. And then Nick Fair has the next 2 after that. There's the first down snap. Cenarius, post route. And a little incidental, not incidental this time. They're going to throw the flag for pass interference on St. Francis, Illinois.
Yeah, I'm not giving you 9 out of 10 because that's like a baseball guy.
Right.
1 out of 1, you're hitting 1,000. No, give me a little bit more sample size, okay?
How about of the quarterbacks who threw at least 30 passes? Shane Tierney went 26 for 32. But today, Matt Crable was 26 for 36. So slightly worse than that. But he would definitely make the top 10 as far as single game passing completion percentage. First down and 10 at the St. 24-yard line here for the Cougars. They're going to run it this time. And a flag coming in, probably a holding call.
It should be a tackling call.
The ball carrier on the play was P.J. Dean. What'd you see?
Well, their offensive lineman tackled our D lineman right there, and the referee says, "Hey, watch it. It's right in front of your screen, right in the middle of your screen. Look at this.
Swung him down.
Right there. You go down. I'll tackle you." There's a flag right there. Going to be some tired defensive players tonight from St. Francis.
After the penalty, it's going to be first down and 20. Back to the 34-yard line. Throwing across the middle of the field. What a grab, and it's going to be a yard shy of the first down. Dylan Huntley, the receiver, 6:14 to go in the ball game.
When you're that good at what you do, even the backups are that good at what you do, and if you St. Francis defenders, you're getting a little frustrated now, but that's just a great pitch and catch. Look at him catch the ball with his hands. This is a lost art anymore. Go up, get it within a yard of the first down.
St. Francis, Indiana had a 13-game streak in which they've had interceptions. See a carry up to the 15. That's going to be
a little bit short, looks like.
Yeah, you're right. A 13-game interception streak that their defense had that was broken in the championship game last year against Reinhardt. It looks like they're going to try to start another one today. They had a pick 6 today.
For St. Francis, Indiana.
And hand it off again. Inside run up to the 10-yard line, and that'll be a first down, a third down conversion.
I'm watching the chain gang over there.
Oh yeah, they confused.
And the two girls who are doing the box, all right, are doing the actual chains. They're like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. We don't have to go down there because all you need is the box down there and say it's that." Oh.
I saw Jake Pott down there on the bench, nursing a right leg injury. Hand off to Dean, cuts it back up the hash marks. Another flag comes in. See if that's another holding.
It's going to be a hold because they want this game to get out of hand. So as this game winds down, we are going where next week? Quincy?
Yep, on the road. Coming down for that one?
Don't know.
Well, nice to see you down there. It'll be fun. Another Division II. I think Division II, right?
Yes, I have been to Quincy a couple times.
Yep. So, just in case you thought your first 2 weeks weren't hard enough, take on another NCAA Division II team next week. Cenarius firing into the end zone, a little bit overthrown. Looking for Cooper on the play.
Play safety pass incomplete. Intended for number 8, Johnny Cooper.
We got a soccer match going on here.
Yeah.
Warming up in there.
He's taking Josh.
Or maybe it's a big playpen.
Yeah,
His parents just put him in there.
Josh Holberry's spot, I think, on the soccer team. He came up to play football, and now they throw him out there.
Says, I don't like the soccer
You know
stuff.
what? That's a great idea.
See,
who's the genius parent?
I am right now, okay?
You throw
put every kid in there, and then you're good.
You put 2 soccer nets face to face and put the kid in there. Like, have fun. Cenarius to throw. Checks it down, but nobody home. Incomplete. Third down and goal back to the 20-yard line. 4 minutes left.
Cenarius' pass incomplete. Intended for number 88, Jordan.
See, I got this. I can't go anywhere. I'm going to try to go this way. Oh, I found the escape hatch. Ta-da! No. You want to kick? Yeah, you want to kick the football thing. Oh, a sniper. Got him.
That's a beautiful thing. Here's Cenarius on 3rd down and goal from the 20. Pump fake, looking for the corner of the end zone. Nice adjustment, touchdown.
And that looked like that was offensive push-off on the pass interference. And I'm sure Coach Donnelly is in 9 Hall of Fames, and I'm not second-guessing, but I'm talking about me personally. If this is a situation in the ball game and the other team is throwing all these passes, I'm a little miffed, to say the least.
Johnny Cooper, the touchdown catch. We'll talk with Coach Curry at the end of the game, see what his thoughts are. I imagine we'll keep it relatively short. Snaps good, holds down, kick up, and good. 3:53 remain in the game. It's 49-13. This team beat Robert Morris 2 weeks ago, 42-9. A similar score here today.
So after we go to Quincy next week, you got a nice little 2-game homestand. And September, Siena Heights, and then our first conference game, St. Ambrose.
If you are circling a game on your calendar, October 27th, as they go up to the south side to take on St. Xavier that day with what will hopefully be a conference championship in mind. That drive again by St. Francis, 9 plays, 51 yards, 4 minutes and 21 seconds. That puts them over the 500-yard mark on the day. 517 total yards.
That's good work day.
388 through the air. And a return. Justin Bruns. He tripped up. I have been searching through these St. Francis, Indiana game notes for probably the last hour, trying to figure out with their...
They're 86 pages long. And it's just
it's actually 125.
Oh, okay.
I saw the file, yes. Trying to find what their single game record is for yards. Want to know their record by month, I could tell you. Here we go. The record is 538. Pass outside is complete. It'll go for 9 yards for St. Francis, Illinois to Josiah Gable.
Nice catch. There's things you can work on here in the last 3.5 minutes of this ball game. You might want to work on a 2-minute offense. You might want to get some guys involved who haven't seen the field too much today.
Donnie Butkus, the quarterback now for the Saints. Play action, pump fake. He's just going to loft it up for Ruffin here, and he goes up and gets it. Trying to shed a tackler. Takes 4 Cougars to bring him down. Brandon Ruffin is still here to play.
That's just a better athlete right there. That's all it is.
Have you heard the term whoppy?
Track All-American. This is just an athletic play. You can't teach this. You don't practice this. This is more want to and being an athlete. Watch him go up and get this ball. Up, over. Look how far he went in the air. He traveled in the air 5 yards. He'll still make the catch.
Whoppy, G-U-A-P-I. Go up and get it.
I never heard that.
No, Ruffin drops that one, ironically.
So if I'm at films tomorrow or whenever we watch films here, I'm showing that play the first probably 20 plays. And I'm talking about the situation in the game that this happened. I'm talking about want to. I'm talking about competing.
Again to Ruffin, and again a drop on a slant. And Donnie Butkus is like, come on.
It will be 10.
Nice ball. Let's see what he does. Oh, lets the ball get in too close to his body. It's a good shot by our key TV guys right there on the sidelines. Catch the ball out in front in your hands, extend away from your body.
Throwing again to the right, this one to Ray Velo. Of course, the secondary for St. Francis, Indiana, giving them plenty of room. 2:21 and counting here in the game. And a timeout on the field. 538 yards is as much as I can come up with as far as what their record is for a single game. Right now they're at 517.
Nice throw by Butkus. I give him credit right there. Low, nice catch. Of course, the Cougars will leave here. Joliet with their #1 ranking in tow. Taking it nice, about 3.5, 4-hour bus ride back to Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Number 7 right there, Jamal Stovall, who played a pretty good season last year, his freshman year. Not able to go quite yet this year. The 4th down and short coming up for Don Butkus and company. Donnie brings in energy. I wonder if we see him a little more going forward, especially see how Aaron Ellis's leg is. He went down earlier in the game with what looked to be some kind of a leg injury, but then he came back after one play. Shows you how tough he is.
I'm sure it'll be sorer than heck in the morning.
I think a lot of these guys. Butkus is going to run with it. Oh! Big helmet-to-helmet hit at about the 21-yard line. But that'll be enough for a first down, and he's fine.
John Butkus with the first down carry. Tackled by number 23, Anthony Moore Jr.
Watch him get drilled at the end. Oh, look at his head snap back. Goodness.
Donnie's going to look for Butkus, or for Brandon Ruffin again in the end zone. He caught it. Touchdown! And he owns the record all by himself. His 23rd career touchdown, and he is #1 on the list in career touchdown catches. His second one of the day.
You cannot cover him one-on-one in the corner because he just out-leaps you. He also makes plays on slants. He also makes go plays. Does a nice job of catching this ball. Still, it's the competing.
He's so good.
And you know what? He's a quiet good. You know what I mean by that? It's not taking plays. Let's see. Yep. Got the one in. That's all you need.
Extra point was no good. 1:45 left to go. 49-29. It's not going to matter much to the game today.
As this story goes on, when he gets older, like me, all right, when he tells a story about being the all-time career touchdown leader in St. Francis history against the #1 team in the nation, you know that's going to go into the conversation. Well, did I ever tell you about the time where I set the school touchdown record against the #1 team in the nation? At least that's how I tell it.
And of course, he wouldn't have done it today if he didn't get the one touchdown last week against the Division I team. There's Will Sinelli, one of the assistant coaches next to him, the headset on, congratulating him. Deserves a smile. That's a heck of an accomplishment. He's got a lot more coming. The drive, 7 plays, 85 yards. Took a bit over 2 minutes.
Do we see an onside kick just for the heck of it? It would be a good time to practice. I would.
The kicker's not out there, is he? Where's Josh? Oh, there he is. He's got to get the tee. Oh, my turn. Let's go.
But now, what do they call this in England? Do they call it a squib?
I think they have a name for it.
I'm just saying, he probably wants to kick it all the way down.
Yeah, they're planning for the onside kick here in St. Francis, Indiana.
Let's see what his first attempt at the onside kick is going to look like.
Oh. He lined up for it? Looks like he's going to boot this one.
Well,
yeah. Going with a long kick. Fair catch called for and made at the 16-yard line. So they'll bring it out to the 25 with 1:44 left to go. Brandon Ruffin, man. You know, it's easy to look back in the game and say we should have done this, we should have done that. I wouldn't mind seeing more balls just tossed up to him.
Well, I think this just demonstrates that you have to get the ball to your playmakers. And obviously he is the biggest playmaker on offense that we have right now. So the more opportunities he gets, the more chances he has to make plays for you.
It's a Brandon Ruffin fan. And I mean, he's doing it against the second string defense too. Like, I'm not going to pretend like he's going up against everybody. But he's your guy. Dwayne Milton, Brandon Ruffin, they're your guys. 90 seconds left to go in the game. Second down here for Cenarius, the second string quarterback for USF Indiana. They're going to run it. Not a lot of room there for the third stringer, number 24, Martell Williams, the sophomore out of Indy.
The thing that you got to respect about the Cougars is the consistency of their program. Just how good they are over how long a period they are. That's just outstanding.
They've been rated number 1 for ever for 21 years. Cenarius to throw again to the outside. It's complete for a first down as they inch closer to their program record of most yards in one single game. They're about 10 yards shy of that, and I don't think they're good. They might run one play, so we'll see. Hopefully they just run the ball and yeah. And they will. Uh-oh. To the outside, cuts it back upfield, and that might get him there. It stops the clock with 0.4 seconds to go. And there you will let it tick off. So your final score, it's a 30-point victory for St. Francis, Indiana, 49-19 here in the home opener for the Saints. And you saw exactly why they are the two-time defending national champions and ranked number 1 here this year. An incredible offensive efficiency, taking what St. Francis, Illinois was giving them and not making any mistake. There was one mistake that the offense for St. Francis, Indiana made, and that was a fumble for a touchdown. Outside of that, they were near perfect.
But you do this, and it's not anything that they do different than anybody else. It's been 2 years since somebody beat them. 2 years since somebody beat them. And everybody knows what they're going to do, but they still do it better than anybody else.
I think they just take what the defense gives them because they have so many options. They can do that. If you want to take away their running game, fine. If you want to play soft coverage on the outside, fine. If you want to play tight, they'll go over the top. They got weapons all over the field, and their defense. I mean, their defense is crazy.
Defense is more impressive than you give them credit for.
I think so. See if we're going to get time for Coach Curry here. He's going to address his team, and I don't think we will. I think we might just end up wrapping things up out here at Joliet Memorial Stadium, ATI Field. So St. Francis falls to 0-2, but what a 2. What a 2 games. What competition
than we have.
You know what I like to compare it to? When there's a batter in baseball going up to bat, they put the weight on their bat. So when you take it off, it gets a little bit lighter.
That's a good
the
analogy.
weight is on their bat the first 3 weeks of the season. So hopefully the weight comes off when we get into the MSFA Midwest and we can make a little hay and try to win a conference championship here. But tough first 2 weeks against two of the, I would argue, the 2 hardest weeks for St. Francis football in the history of their program.
Back to back, absolutely.
How about that? So they fall here today 49-19. Next week we're on the road down at Quincy for another NCAA Division II opponent. Hopefully we get a little better result than we did here today. Coach, nice to be back in the booth with you. It's been fun.
Same, my friend.
Brandon and Jessica, thank you very much. You and your crew, another fine job. Fortunately, we couldn't get the job done on the field here today. Your final 49-19. We'll talk to you next week as we hit the road down in Southern Illinois to take on Quincy. You can listen to that game on WCSF and the audio at GoFightingSaints.com. For everyone here for the University of St. Francis, my name's Nick. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.